Shalom.
Shalom.
First, we want to give all honor, praises, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
double honors to the apostles, the elders, the great millstone that rule well. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect, pushing this true doctrine across the four winds of the earth and all truth and its sincerity. Hey, we're Mississippi Camp. Once again, come on the highways and byways and let you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans know that you're the Most High chosen people, man. Hey, the window to repentance is still open, man. So, hey, you need to take advantage of it while you can, man. And also, man, we want to let you know, man, that the transition of power, hey, man, we're in the midst of that, man. You know what I'm saying? The wickedness, man, is on its way out, man. You know what I mean? And the righteousness is about to come in, bro. So this is the transition of power, man, from since Abba Bivens came back on the scene, man. You know what I'm saying? So we're witnessing the downfall of Esau's kingdom, man. And it's already been prophesied, man, that the righteous eventually is going to come back into rule, man. But first it have to be the downfall of the wicked, man. And we see that America is going down the drain, man. This rulership has weakened, man. The allies have started abandoning Babylon. You know what I'm saying? Esau is being exposed, and hey, so on and so forth, man. So this whore is being exposed, man. And you know when the whore get ran through, man, people got to throw it to the wayside, man. Come on, bro, and that's what's happening, man. This whore is being put to the side.
And America's shameful. It's a shameful pit.
God.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 9, verse 17. Therefore the Lord shall have no joy in their young men, neither shall have mercy on their fatherless and widows, for every one is an hypocrite and an evildoer, and every mouth speaketh folly, for all his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still.
Come, man. Hey, basically, hey, if you ain't with your how about Shimmy outside, you can get it, man. Everybody who's not with the will of the Lord or the ways of your how about Shimmy outside, you're gonna get it, man. There's not gonna be no mercy, man. And that goes from you heathen and 2/3 of you Israelites, man. Because your wickedness is not pleasing to the Most High, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not no sweet savor to his nose, the things that you're doing, man. So therefore, you're gonna get judgment, man. And that judgment is not gonna be a good judgment, man. Hey, cause see, you have to understand, man. Hey, Yahweh Shai was that sacrificial lamb, man. Right. We was bought with the price, man. So we have a duty, man. We have a job to do, man, because we're all counted as filthy rags, man. So if you're not putting off this world, man, the ways of the heathen and following the ways of how about Shemi Yahushua, man, hey, the Lord is going to be justified in bringing a great judgment upon you, man. Right. Like another precept.
This is Genesis 25 and 26. Genesis 25. And the first came out red all over, like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau.
And Esau, man, that's that red garment. He didn't mean the waste of the weight, man. It ain't like he was just like a big fur ball, man. Okay, you know what I'm saying? That's not what it is, man. I mean, he had lack of melanin, man.
And it was comparing him to a red garment because his blood showed through his skin.
Good.
And verse 26, and after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob, and Isaac was 80 years old when she bare him.
God, and see, and Jacob wasn't pretty much had no explanation of how he looked, or they described his appearance, man, because he looked like any other Israelite child that was born, man. He had melanin, man. So there was no need to go into his description, man. But the holding of the heel, man, hey, man, that pretty much showing that Jacob eventually was gonna come back into power, man. He was gonna be over his brother Esau, man.
Hey, if I can add, this Jacob, what you call it, a nomen, Yaikwab, and one of those definitions mean a liar in wait, referring to the kingdom of heaven. All right, you got the second Ezra.
The second Ezra 6 and 7.
Can I make another point too? And also the brother had brought out a beautiful point about the complexion, because Jacob's complexion was not documented, like he stated, but as well as these other nations, they had melanin at that time frame too. Esau was that race that lacked which was different, going back to the Mark of Cain in Genesis, the 4th chapter.
You know, it probably shocked them. Like,
You're like a Sasha.
I ain't never seen it. Like, so, even though it shocked Isaac, so like Esau. So,
Like all the nations at that time had a form of color. When you see this one come out, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's still today though. It's still today, and they on the race that way. They on the race that way.
Like the second Ezra 6 and 7, then answered I and said, what should be the party and sunder of the times, and when should be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that follow it? And he said unto me, from Abraham to Isaac, that Jacob and Esau were born of him. Jacob's hand healed first, and healed Esau.
Going back to Genesis, the chapter we just read out of, Genesis on the 25th chapter.
See, he questioned, Ezra questioned that transition of power, man. You know, when was the Lord's people gonna be back in power? And we're witnessing that now, man. In present time, we're seeing the transaction, man. It's like we're seeing the transition of power going on right now, man. Because, hey, the things that are going on as far as the way Jake can speak and talk and say the things he say to the Edomites, hey, that shit needs to be out the window, man. Yeah. You would be hanging from a tree somewhere, man. Being drugged down the street or something, man.
Because my dad, he was born in 1961, but he told stories and accounts on how when you walk by Edomites during that time period, you had to keep your head down. You didn't get direct eye contact. But you got the prophets, the people, the so-called minorities, or African-American descent, Native American Indian descent, Latino, Hispanic descent, proclaiming the words of the Heavenly Father and chanting down this man to his face.
Right.
That's how you know that transition of power is happening right here and right now, man.
As it says in the book of Matthew, the 24th chapter, this gospel should be preached. At this point in time, you couldn't do that to the so-called white man, especially where we at down here in Mississippi, man.
Hey, if I could just say this too, man, kind of going behind what Elder Bond said, my mother, you know what I'm saying, do tell us stories, man, that when they be walking down the road, man, because like, we was in the country, dirt roads and everything. And when they was walking down the road, man, around the same time, 1961, if they heard a car coming, they would have to jump in the woods, man. Because if it was some Edomites coming up through, man, ain't no telling what would have happened, man.
Go ahead.
It's like there's a city, five county there, and it said on the sign it was said no people, no color either dark.
Right.
Because
They call it sundown town.
So like I said, you can look at them and walk got the head down, and guess what? Everything changing now. Everything's changing, right?
Wisdom of Solomon.
This wisdom of Solomon 5:1. This is the righteous man standing in great boldness before the face of such as he afflicted him and made no account of his labors.
Hey, you see the face of boldness right here, man. We're standing at the gates of the nobles, man, wagging our fingers, man. We're telling this man that, hey, the Most High is coming back, and for all your wickedness, all your bloodshed, hey, you're going to be judged for that, man, and you're going to be destroyed for that, man. You're witnessing that, man. Hey, and we're going to continue to do that, man, until, till the Lord brings that famine of the word, man. That's going to continue on, man.
This is the book of 2 Peter, chapter 3, verse 12. Looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of the Most High, where the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for a new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness.
Break that down, please. Hey, can you start over?
Back in 2 Peter, chapter 3, verse 12. Looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of the Most High.
And we look for this day to be of the scripture, all right, because of prophecy due to the spirit of Yahweh.
And it says, wherein the heavens being on fire.
Now, what's going to cause that? Nuclear destruction, which is also part of that second coming of Yahweh. So and this event will be simultaneously as Yahushua's coming back. Go ahead.
It says shall be dissolved.
Shall be future tense. All right, and we know this based on the spirit of Yahushuah. Go ahead. That's the second death. That's right, bro. That's right.
And the element shall melt with fervent heat.
And the elements, everything that comes in contact with these nuclear missiles will be destroyed. Thus saith God. Go ahead.
Verse 13, nevertheless, we according to his promise.
We, according to his promise, and that's referring to the elect, the sons that were adopted back through our big brother Yahushua. Because the entire nation of Israel will be saved, but basically it begins with the elect first. Adoption means to be chosen, to choose. The Most High chose the elect out of the nation of Israel first, then it trickles down to the 2/3. That's right. Go ahead, bro.
It said, nevertheless, we according to his promise look for new heavens and new earth.
A kingdom, okay, ran in righteousness, okay. Hey, by Yahushua. Because the scripture states, it talks about how he's going to bear the new world to come on his shoulders, meaning what? He's going to be the governor. Then it trickles down to the 12, and then to the 144,000. Go ahead, bro.
It says, wherein dwelleth righteousness.
Wherein dwelleth righteousness. Why? Because basically, these laws, statutes, and commandments will be implemented in the kingdom of God.
Can I say this? The kingdom is a government.
That's right.
You know, it's not just gonna be us flower garments throughout the earth. No, a kingdom is a government. It's a system to run the earth, man. Right. So we finally gonna have a righteous system to run the earth. Right.
Since you said, as we look forward to that promise, this Galatians 6 and 16, and as many as walk according to this rule, peace be on them.
So when you go back to the Old Testament, it talks about how you not walk with the Most High. What does that mean? He kept the law, statutes, and the commandments of the best of his ability. All right? And that's what we're doing at this time right here. That's right. It's a lifestyle, man. And your lifestyle is regulated by the Holy Scripture. Go ahead.
It said, peace be on them and mercy upon the Israel of the Most High.
Hey, when that peace and that mercy upon the Israel of the Most High, these are the elect. Okay, this has that favor within the Most High. Okay, go ahead, bro.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 17, verse 21. It says, neither shall they say, lo here or lo there, for behold, the kingdom of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is within you.
Why? Because it starts with the people first. Beginning with the elect. Somebody get 2 Corinthians 5 and 19. We are a people before we are a place. All right, read that again.
Luke 17:21. Neither shall they say, lo here or lo there, for behold, the kingdom of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is within you.
So we are that third temple. All right, Lord will, we are the hopeful elect. But that goes to show you that the kingdom of heaven begins with what? Is knowledge. All right, then it manifests, then it will manifest on earth in real time. All right, go ahead, bro.
This is 2 Maccabees, chapter 5, verse 19. Nevertheless, Yahweh did not choose the people for the places' sake, but the place for the people's sake.
Right, because we are a people before we are a place. All right, hey, through the spirit of the Most High, we make the land of Israel. Although Israel has a spirit, because why? The Most High has put his spirit in all things, but at the same time, it's order. All right, so we are a people, and it's about the place.
Hey, I said priest. They said the same thing on Thor. Thor, they said the same thing. You know, mechanics. And I guess his sister. And I guess he's that big old thing that he destroyed. Asgard. He said the same thing. We are the people. We are people for same thing.
Sure, right, bro. Sure, right.
This is Isaiah 52 and 1. Awake, awake. Put on thy strength, O Zion.
Awake, awake, and the reason why we are awoken is because we are inspired by the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shah. All right, we came out of what? The congregation of the days. Okay, the breath of life. So we are the ones that are animated. And when you go into that term animated, it means to be loud. How do we have dignity? Based on the spirit. Go ahead.
O Zion, put on thy beautiful garments.
O Zion, referring to the nation of Israel, beginning with the elect. Go ahead.
O Jerusalem.
The garments. What's the garments? The truth. Hey, get that the scripture Revelation talks about the garments. Go ahead, bro.
This is Old Jerusalem, the holy city for
Holy.
his.
So why are we holy? Because we've been chosen. That's why we're classified as the firstborn of the Most High, because we are that chosen race. All right, but holy, what does that mean? To be sanctified, to be separate. So how are we sanctified and separate from all these other nations? Hence the law, statutes, and the commandments. Go ahead.
It says, for henceforth there shall no more come into thee the uncircumcised and the unclean.
Right, the uncircumcised and the unclean. Okay, and we are living this prophecy right now. Go ahead, bro.
It says, shake thyself from the dust.
Hey, shake thyself from the dust. What his bullshit ass philosophies that we have been groomed in. Okay, believing in the American dream, believing in Islam, believing in Christianity, believing in the college system, believing in black culture, believing in woman worship, believing in fucking America, man. All right, go ahead.
And it says, and sit down, O Jerusalem, loose thyself from the bands off thy neck.
Hey, somebody give Micah 2 and 10 when it talks about basically how we're supposed to depart from this place. Go ahead.
O captive daughter of Zion.
Right, O captive daughter of Zion. So right now we are free in the spirit, but at the same time frame, we're still captive. And how do you know? We have a social security card, we have to have a passport, we have to receive vaccinations in order to go to school and to stay on employment. So we are captives. Or somebody get Isaiah 20. Oh man, we have to pay taxes. What about the Isaiah 20? Captive.
He talks about Zion and Jerusalem. He's talking about the people, for the most part, man. See, because we are Jerusalem, we are Zion. Whatever the Israelites said, that's Jerusalem and Zion, man. Especially Israel of the elect. See, but he referred to Zion he referred to the people as a place. So the Lord is talking about the people. He goes to Zion, all right? He goes into Jerusalem. And what did Yahweh say? He said, "Oh, Jerusalem, thou killest the prophet." That's right. He wasn't talking about the land. He was talking about the people. That's right. The wicked niggas that were killing the prophets.
So you gotta tell them what Zion was doing too.
The Zion one is the monument, the memorial. Because the elect is the memorial of the Most High. Because you gotta think, if you take the elect on planet Earth, who will be uttering the true gospel, man?
That's right.
Who will be giving the true account of Yahweh by Shema Shah?
And through the elect, that's how the Most High remember us.
Yep.
The nation, the entire nation, via the elect.
Yep.
The true Zion.
It said we graved in the hand of his palm.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, get that revelation.
And this Revelation 16 and 15. Behold, I come as a thief.
Right.
Blessed he that
The
watcheth.
reference point is Yahweh. And the only person that's going to be watching is the elect. You know, prophecy due to the Holy Spirit. Go ahead.
And keep my garment. Keep his garment.
Meaning what? Basically, if you are called in this truth, Lord will, we are chosen in this truth. You start something, you finish it. Go ahead.
They say walk naked and see thy his shame.
So if you walk naked, what's going to happen? You're going to be destroyed. Why? Because you don't have your garment. Meaning what? You've been plucked out of this truth. Why? Because you wasn't chosen. You was only called. Although you answered. The Most High hung up on you. All right? All right, Todd, what you got?
So Revelation 21 verses 1 through 4.
Yep.
And I saw a new heaven and a new
A
earth.
new heaven, a new earth. The kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of Yahweh. Go ahead.
For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away.
Esau's rulership. Hey, hence the term Yaikwal, another meaning a liar in wait. So we are awaiting Yahweh to come back so we can rule in righteousness. Go ahead, bro.
It's post-destruction. That's right. Because what happened to the first earth, where you said earlier, it passed away with fervent heat. ICP and Memphis and Yahweh Shai and the angels, they destroyed it with fervent heat.
That's right.
So this is post-World War, man.
That's right.
All right? World War III will be the last war. Then the everlasting dominion of Israel gonna start, man.
Going into that term, we always bring out Holocaust.
Yeah.
Because when you go into that term Holocaust, it means to be burned completely.
Completely.
That's talking about America.
Yep.
The final burnt offering, man.
America, this beast system.
That's right.
These Esau infrastructure
That's
gonna
right.
be burnt completely, man.
That's right, bro.
That's why we're gonna need so much slavery, all right, to build back up, man.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
Hey, the Bible is talking about things that's playing out on the earth, man.
That's right, bro.
You see, the scripture tell you the things are for the heaven, for the Most High, the things for the earth are for us, man.
That's right, bro.
You see, and that's what Christians will take away, man. All right, all this Greek mythology talking about you're gonna be raptured, you know, he's gonna be in this other realm with the Most High. You see, before he turns to no, man. Let's not talk about that, man.
That's right.
The kingdom of heaven gonna play out on the planet Earth, man. And heathens going to captivity, man.
That's right.
See, yeah, they're heaven and hell. All right, heaven and hell is conditioned to play it out on the earth, man. All right, so this Greek mythology that puts heaven and hell in another realm, man. All right, the Hades, all right, the Zeus, the land of the gods. You know what they you talking about Thor. You know what it say? What the Vikings about you go when you die? Van Helen. That's right. All right, when you go drink with the guys for eternity, man.
Yeah.
And talk about war stories, right?
Yeah.
All right. No, man. That's mythology, man. The kingdom of heaven is gonna play out on earth, man.
And through this mythology, people in general becomes what? Submissive.
Yep.
And they abide by your rules because of this false doctrine. So therefore, you can control their actions by manipulating their mindset.
Cause them to worship your image.
That's right, bro.
the
White
image.
supremacy.
That's the
So-called
image.
white supremacy.
Yep. It says, the first earth will pass away, and there was no more sea.
Right, meaning what? Esau would never attain rulership ever again, man. Go ahead.
And I, John, saw the holy city,
Right.
New Jerusalem, coming down from the most high power out of
And
heaven.
that proves that we are a people before we are a place. Okay, New Jerusalem. So you can tell your women that don't know anything about the truth what church you go to. You go to New Jerusalem.
Yep. And the Apostle John didn't see landmass coming.
Yeah, right.
He saw the people.
Yeah, he saw people.
He saw the 140, he saw the elect.
That's right.
Big dirt, soil.
Yeah, dropping.
You know,
Here,
it's
their
gonna-
boots and
Yeah, it's gonna fit perfectly in
And
the
seeds.
slots.
It says, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband.
Right, because they also, that's symbolic talk. All right, because the Most High has likened our nation to a what? A calmly woman. All right, and that's the general elect. Okay, 2/3 are not talked about at this particular time. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 3, and I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men.
The tabernacle of the Most High is with men. Okay, so you women have nothing to do with preaching. All right, hey, y'all have y'all place in this truth too, but at the same time, Frank has to be servants. All right, and to bring back our nation through childhood. But at the same time, Frank, y'all gonna be taken care of, but it's all about the man. Yep. Go ahead.
It says, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people.
Right.
And the Most High himself shall be with them.
Going back to what? That better covenant. Going back to what? Hebrews 8 and 8. All right? How the Most High is going to give us that new body, and by default, we're going to be programmed to be righteous. Okay, that's that better covenant. That's how he's always going to dwell with us, because it's a better agreement. Go ahead, bro.
And be their power.
And be their power. And that leads back to what? Genesis, the 17th chapter. Okay? The agreement amongst Abel, who what became Abraham, trickling down to our nation. Go ahead.
And the Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eyes.
And Tupac had a song back that they call No More Pain. Like literally. You're not even gonna sneeze and cough in the kingdom of heaven. All right? And that's literal. Okay? Hey, everything you want, and the scripture states everything that you want before you even come to think of it, the Most High is going to manifest it. That's how in sync we're going to be with him in the spirit, man.
Says, and there shall be no more death.
No more death. Why? Because no more sin. If you don't sin, you never die. Okay, the reason why people die, the reason why we die is because we sin. That is the consequence for breaking the law, statutes, and the commandments.
Wages of sin is death.
That's right, bro.
It says, neither sorrow nor crying.
Yeah, you're not going to be depressed in the kingdom of heaven. Sorrow leads to grief. Crying leads to grief. Grief leads to fucking depression, which means what? Low movement, feeling restless, inability to sleep, down and out, man.
Waking up to that low clock.
Yeah,
Man, that's hell.
having a fucking low self-esteem.
Someone's spirit.
No, I'm just, hey, I'm getting built up to the spirit, man. Nah, hey, but that's why, hey, the Most High is unplugging us from that, man. Hey, he's restoring us.
See, what you don't understand, what you Black Lives Matter movement people don't understand, and you pro-black people don't understand, is that you have to be restored spiritually.
That's right, bro.
There has to be a spiritual restoration before there's a physical restoration. All right, you can't, even when you go overseas, you go into the military, if I'm not mistaken, you have to take certain classes to sort of bring you back to the civilian mode before you come back home, man. See, we've gone through traumatic experiences that broke us down. Slavery wasn't just physically being a cotton field, but we got spiritually broke down in the process of being in America. Post-traumatic stress syndrome.
You always get into it because pretty much what the tribes experienced was trauma.
Trauma,
You know what I'm
man.
saying? So we need to start with counseling after that.
Hey, because what is trauma? If somebody can look that up on the etymology, trauma, we've experienced trauma as a nation, man.
That's right.
Through slavery, man.
Through this
Right.
system.
Through this system. And this system keeps you down. This system is set up to keep, that's what oppress means. It literally means to press.
That's right.
That's why I say they want to keep the black man down.
Going back to that precept, we talked about the pit.
The
The
pit,
pit
man.
is the fucking system.
It's the system, man.
Right.
It's the,
How the fuck can you climb out when Esau's pressing you down?
Yep.
Yeah.
And you being in the pit empowers him.
That's right.
You being in this oppressive position, all right, that empowers Esau, man. You got it,
Yeah,
bro.
for Edamon 09 for trauma, it says physical wound.
Somebody get that out of
It said physical wound, a hurt, a defeat.
Hey, trauma, and read that again about the shot.
It says physical wound, a hurt, a defeat.
A wound, a hurt, a defeat, man. What's another word for defeat? Conquer. We got conquered. And when you defeated, that means you totally emasculated.
That's right.
When you defeated, that means all your manhood is gone. You have no backbone.
So when that happens, there's no more physical performance.
There's no more physical performance, man. All right, but keep in mind, that word for trauma is wound. You got it, bro?
Jeremiah 30:14, all that love us have forgotten him. Jeremiah 30:12, but that said the Lord, that bruise is incredible.
Hey, what is that bruise? It's slavery, man.
That's right.
It's slavery, man. You don't just go out of slavery and then go back to civilian when we're normal now.
And what proves your point? No man shall buy you.
No man should mean to deliver you, man. You had the Marcus Garveys, the Malcolm X's, all right,
Martin Luther King.
Martin Luther King. You had the diehards. You had the Nat Turners, the Denver Besties, man. You had the guy, I can't say it, the Haitian leader that overthrew the French. Hey, Haiti, Toussaint. Yep, you said it. you already said it.
Hey, bro, I can say this, like when you said slavery, that's how sharecropping came in. When they told slaves they were free, they was just walking around
No
like,
skill.
what the fuck, you know? They
No
wrong.
skill.
That was it.
Hey, like the brother said, that's when sharecropping came in. When they freed us, we had no skills. We had no survival mechanisms. We didn't know how to build houses. We didn't know how to install lights in the house. All we had was what you was doing when you was in slavery. So now they indebted to the sharecropper. You can pick cotton and we're going to pay you to pick our cotton, but we're going to help pay your ass so you can be subject to coming back to work the next day. All right, what do you have now? Corporate slavery. You working to pay your fucking bills, man. Talk about you ain't no slave, nigga.
That sharecropping, like we still sharecropping, just more expanded. Because when they did the sharecropping, what they would do, the slave owner would open up a store, where you would come buy goods from him, and he would rent you out the tools, man. But sometimes by the end of the week, you would owe your whole check, man. By the time you rented tools and bought food from him, you would be back broke. You'll be back in debt to him, man.
And that was the elementary phase of that pit.
Yeah.
Those the elementary stages of that system that's gonna keep you oppressed, man.
Now you got a car note, a house note,
Light bill.
light bills, really cell phone bills.
It's corporate slavery.
And that's what the whole thing came from, was the elites. All right, they want to take the private owned slaves and make them corporate, man.
What proves your point? That's why
Emancipation.
That's right, and that's why the Constitution was. It used to be the United States for America. Then it became the United States of America.
And an element of slavery is really a product that has demand. That's why I call it a cash crop. So everybody's picking cotton. Some people was picking corn. That was the cash crop. But then with slavery in it, the cash crop still had a demand, so it's sharecropping. So what do we have now? The job you work for, a lot of the 12 tribes are usually in manufacturing and production. So you basically you're producing a modern day cash crop, a goddamn Nissan plant. That little Altima going across that plant is a modern day cash crop, man. All right, those burgers, the Burger King, McDonald's, that's the new cash crop, man. But it's the same thing. You working with the paper damn bills. All right, yeah.
Baruch 3:8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payment.
And you know how you know you a damn curse? Walk into a nice restaurant where there's a bunch of Edomites. Watch how someone walk out that motherfucker. You know what that's called? A curse. That's a curse. He's cursed. If nobody wants to be around you, you're cursed. You are reproached. Nobody wants to be around you. What? Is that stigma? A stigma is a curse.
And that curse actually goes into get into the Hebrew, it means anger. That's the anger of the Most High, defined as righteous indignation.
Genesis. It said, and to be subject to payments.
Be subject to payment, you sharecropping. That's the fundamental aspects of sharecropping. You working, I work for you, you rent your tools out to me. Now I'm indebted to the tools, so now the money that I use to work for you, I gotta pay for the tools. That's to put me back in debt to keep working for you to pay out the tools.
Then charge interest.
Then charge interest.
That says it. That's when they got work to live, like working to live.
You dying to live. You're working to live. You know? That pledge. Somebody that's a rock 28. You living to die, man. You living just to die. And you dying to live. You kill yourself just to live. The reason why I take me dead at 50 because they eat shit and they get the shit worked out of them. Right. And you a goddamn human robot for 30 years, of course you'll have a shorter life expectancy. Then you go home to a Central American diet. And I'm not trying to be funny, being broke is like a disease. Live it. If your lifestyle is suffering,
That's stress.
Stress. And stress will kill you.
It causes cancer.
It causes cancer. All type of imbalances in your body. That's why Jake overdoes everything. He gets overdrunk. He gets multiple bitches. Because guess what? He's stressing. He's overcompensating because he's picked up and throughout the week, man. Jake is known for having a bad budget. Jake is known for getting paid and spending all on bullshit. His your ass picked up all week, man.
Trying to find some sense of peace, running to different stuff, man.
That's the point on that.
I got one.
I got one too. I got that Michael 2 and 10 for y'all too.
This Haggai 1 and 6. You have sown much and bring in little.
What do you mean you have so much? You modern day sharecropping. You working your ass off. Is not America the most worked country on the planet Earth? That's right. All right, you have so much. Meaning, guess what? You produce a lot for these companies that you work for.
80 hours in 1 week.
80 hours in 1 week, man. And then they charge you for getting paid overtime. You have a whole lot of tax bracket, man. So you, that might not even show you your gross income. I hate when they say the gross income. So it was, I was supposed to get paid $1,200, but now it's $800. You know? Hey, man. Hey, you have to read that again from the top. Dr. Shaw.
You have sown much, Haggai 1 and 6, and bring in little.
You have so much and bring in little. And that's the dynamic of Babylon, America, Egypt. That's why it says the plowman shall overtake the reaper.
Yeah. So you made $8,000 for those 2 weeks, but you get back about $5,000.
Yup.
Or $4,000.
And don't you know that any job you working your body out of orbit, you killing yourself?
That's right.
I know you've been to certain manufacturing jobs. We gotta install a robot right for you. About 3 months later, the robot laid out.
But according to the blueprint of the Most High, even Yahushua and the angels rest on the 7,000 days.
Yep. Hey, that speaks volumes.
You supposed to have a rest.
Yep. See?
And you don't supposed to be working at night.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? What, midnight, what they call it, the graveyard.
So you know why?
Graveyard.
Hey, does anybody have that scripture, man goes to work and it's sundown? It's like Psalms 104. Yeah, Babaka Shah. Hey, because you got some kind of circadian rhythm, man. When the sun gets up, you get your butt up. Around sundown, not only are you done with your day's work, you're supposed to get paid that day.
That's right.
That's in the law.
That's right.
It's in the law. All right? Yo, so, hey. Yeah, Babaka Shah. I got you, sir.
It says, ye eat, but ye have not enough.
You eat, but you have not enough, man. All right? And it really got levels to it because really the Standard American diet is nutritionally deficient. So you literally are starved when you eat. So you eat more. You eat empty calories. But
Acronym SAD.
Standard American diet. But it's on the face value. You never have enough, man. You never have enough. And Esau set that up systematically to keep you working for him. I was actually reading a book, and it broke it down to where the way you maximize production is to keep that person in a state of deprivation. So they got it set up with the jobs that we're gonna pay you. They know how much it costs to live around you. They know the living requirement to live around you. The cost of living around you. So they systematically set it up to where you only get paid enough to have to go back to work. Because if you got paid more, then you might stop working. So they set it up to where you're always on that hamster wheel, and that maximizes their production from you, man. Hey, that's the pig.
They go to at least that diligent search. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? For you to do something like that, yeah, you gotta be really it's a good word I can use, man.
And so was saying,
They're cunning. Yeah, they did that even back they started that back in Europe. You know, they cut the wage because you had when they was paying, you know, decent wages, you know, back then 1800s, 1700s, you had Edomite retiring early because they were saving enough for their salary so they could retire, you know, and really do their own thing, man. And at least seeing that they started cutting the wages, man. They retired early, man. You see, but at least they've been real crafty when it comes to you know, this wages and, you know, the work and the labor, you know. That's why Jay, you know, at least we talking about they were doing this since the 1700s. Then Jake pop up and say, yeah, we got 90 acres. You know, we can be out of here. This is our salvation. No, man. You know, they got you niggas figured out, man. You niggas are centuries behind, man.
They know your nature as an Israelite, more than you know your own nature as an Israelite.
Yeah.
Hey, but hey, so
That's real quick. That's why they get them ball players don't get contracts. Them ball players, they got records saying after the game, it be all type of merchants in the locker room selling them suit packages and, you know, $10,000 packages. You know, they know they gonna go buy the fancy cars. You know, there ain't nothing for these billionaire owners to give these athletes $100 million contracts. You know. They know they're gonna get it all back.
because you're the biggest fucking consumer.
Yeah.
You're the biggest consumer. All right, go ahead, Zahar.
This is Amos 9. I'm going to start at 11. It says, in that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David.
This is happening now. Starting with the apostles of Ray Millstone, these camps of the GMS popping up. That's the house of David. All right, go ahead.
That is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old.
And he raising up our ruins, man. So we were talking about earlier, low self-esteem, self-doubt. Hey, you know, and that's all products of slavery and Edomite supremacy. Because along with slavery came Edomite supremacy. You know, I was watching James Bond last night. Oh yeah, I was watching James Bond last night. The one that came out 2013. Quantum, I think. He was over there Africa in the first scene.
no, you talking about Casino Royale.
So like it was Casino Royale. But he was over there in West Africa. And Jake's so athletic and agile, and James Bond ended up still catching him. But you know, they're sending messages on the subconscious level that Esau's the alpha male. So what does that do for you as an Israelite? If everything around you was saying Esau's the alpha male. And you know, he has a so-called black butler, black maids and stuff, man.
It's subjection.
It's subjection, man. So, hey, that stuff goes to your subconscious. All the presidents except for one were Edomites. Everybody on your dollar bill with Edomites. Everybody you worship with Edomites. But everything, then Esau, he gaslights you on the news and different forms of the media. It's always shoot as the degenerate.
So he's teaching you to hate you with love him.
Hate you and love, and it works. And it works.
It started at a very low age.
Very low age. I remember being at daycare, Head Start, and the so-called Christian Edomites coming and showing us Adam and Eve and reading us those Bible stories. There'll be Edomites. There'll be Edomites in the stories.
But think about it, when you mold a child when he's young, you will get a better finished product. They're impressionable.
There you go.
Think about when Yahushua stated, when you're born again, you have to be untaught like kids because you get a better finished product when you're small. You're untaught, you're unskilled.
Your first 7 years is your capacity to be programmed.
That's right.
From the time a child is born to the time they're 7, That's when you put all the information in. Anything after that is repetition.
7 minute completion.
7 minutes completion. So from the time a child is a baby to the time they're 7, that's where they're like a computer. And that's when you first put their first software program in. So you see it start off with kids. All right. What's the word that's
It says that they may possess the remnant of Edom and of all the heathen.
So yeah, we're gonna possess the remnant of Edom and all the heathen, man. And this how you know we suffer the wounds of slavery. No Israelite, Israelite man does not want to own people. It is not any Israelite man, starting with the southern kingdom or the northern kingdom, to want to run the nation, to want to own people. It's not it. So the slavery didn't work.
Yeah, because Jake always wants to talk about building their own community somewhere, but they never come saying, "Let's take over these things. Let's start running this shit."
Yeah, because possessing the remnant of Edom is going to getting their lands. You know, the Jay don't want to own land, you want to own blocks, you know? Yeah, right.
Yeah, you turn around and bought land from somebody that stole land. You know, something you learn in life is that you can't do everything by the books. Like you ever work a job by the books, you just play life by the books, and you realize you keep getting fucked over because the winners didn't play by the books. Somebody hit a lick. Somebody deceived somebody. And we're working for a man that did not play by the books.
That's in the 48 laws of power.
Yup. And they can't throw those Machiavellian laws on our mistakes. All right. So, yep, Sun Tzu. Hey, so look, what I'm about to say. Hey, you playing a man's game that didn't play fair. So he finally let you, like the July chick broke down. First was oppressed in slavery, then was segregated against the enter into his system. By the time he let us in his system, we're workers. You're just coming in to work for him.
Then he'll give you the rules. He'll tell you the rules are A, B, and C.
Yeah.
But then when you focus on that and learn that mindset, then he'll switch it from C to A.
Yep.
You know, to keep you further across.
That's why you get the low class of the Edomites who say that the rich, they don't pay their due share or taxes are concerned. The rich are business owners. Business owners get tax breaks because they bring on employees like you and I to work for minimum wage and get taxed from that money. So the more workers that they bring in, which is 5, 10, 15, 20, 15,000, 20,000 employees, the government benefits off of that because now you got to ask yourself, how does the U.S. government and military get paid? They get paid off of those corporations. That's why the corporations and the government are in cahoots or in bed together. That's why you look at the mind of the government and you look at the mind of the corporations, they're one. And that's what it goes back to. And that's how they get the particular tax breaks because the owners and I guess you call it the executive team of those corporations, they're the ones to get the big break because they have the sheeple to work for them and allow the government to eat from their table. So the top elite of them, they can step away from it and keep their portion while you little ones and you undesires get raped. And that's how it goes.
And it starts with the day you're born.
It starts at that particular date.
A lot of what the school system.
And that's why the majority of business owners and millionaires, billionaires, millionaires, they didn't get an education. Right? They were groomed up into ownership. They weren't groomed up into workmanship.
That's why you hear people talk about fascism.
Right.
The government's what?
And capitalism.
Yeah, capitalism. You know, we're going to get the definition. They just go with what you're saying. Like, because the elites, they ain't got to sell out, individual people. They just need the government to sell out to them.
That's it.
And the government going to slave people, man. See?
Because the government, through their hospitals, informed the elite that you done came into the world. That's why on your birth certificate you see informing. Your mama is informing the elite that I have born such as this. And then therefore through that information, what happens? Then you report it to what they call it, that debt clock sheet. Now you inherit debt because you've been born.
Yeah, she's informing the government that she's brought forth a new product.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's it.
A cash crop.
A cash crop.
A cow. Cattle, man. Now, that's what we got broken down to in slavery.
And that's the reason why basically we have to receive those vaccines because the vaccinations actually goes back into that term cow. Cow. Forgot what it means.
and you know, and it's heavy because that's what capitalism goes into. Capitalism is basically modern slavery. Because when we were slaves, we were considered property. We didn't own anything. We were the property. But now when they let you go, you get paid minimum wage, but the living minimum wage is $15 an hour, and you get paid $7 an hour. You got a car, you got a state, you got kids, insurance. So you're a modern, you're a peasant.
And can we got this point? When I looked up the term vaccine, it goes into the origin of cows.
And going back to the
Board, the ear with the all.
the all, man.
Hey,
Yep.
your brother said recommended the movie Antebellum.
Yeah.
Man, bro,
You saw it?
it's worth seeing. I watched it last night after fellowship. It's worth it, man. You know what I'm saying? But they show you nothing changed.
And
You
if
know what I'm
they
saying?
want to,
Say what, bro?
I would say if they want to, they can put us back there.
And
They
they
can,
show.
they can put us back there.
Yep. And they branded the chick.
Yep.
You know.
And I mean, if you think about it, Esau done that already.
Yeah.
He done branded it. Well, he wants to brand us with the microchip.
Microchip.
He done changed our name to Christians and given us all these different philosophies. So we lost our true nationality, you know.
I had precept of trauma.
Yeah, going back to that wound of the enemy, because it said I have wounded you with the wound of the enemy, right? And trauma goes back to wound. So you just break it down out of the different elements under trauma: depression, stress, low self-esteem, self-doubt, can't sleep. Hey, that's all the byproduct of slavery, man.
This is capitalism. It says an economic or political system in which a country's trade and industry are controlled by private
We'll go
owners.
to that term economic. It means how you make money.
Yep.
All right.
In which a country's trade and industry are controlled by private owners for profit
Private owners are the elite bankers. You get into the Rothschild.
rather than by the state.
Rather by the state. So the state don't control shit. You know, that's hey, what Rothschild guy said. I care not who runs the government, who make the laws, give me control of the money. Again, his mom stated that basically if my sons won't war, then war will happen. They make money off bloodshed.
It's the best time to invest. It's good in the streets.
Yeah. Just like dealing with the COVID-19. It's like, I think the billionaires has increased to like 20% because of COVID-19. Meanwhile, the middle class is being wiped the fuck out. Unemployed. You know?
They have a saying that goes, when everybody gets fearful, get greedy. You know? 'Cause that's the best time to take control. Like when everybody's fearful.
One man's downfall, another man's come up.
And that goes show you Esau is estranged from the womb. The boy Esau is a psychopath. A psychopath goes back to mind suffering. All right, but that obsession for power, not do anything for power. Esau, man.
They go to vote, but politicians don't run it, man. The people that influence these decisions, beginning with the elites, these major companies, man, Google, Apple, you see, Microsoft, Amazon. That's the people who really, run the government. Because as you see during this pandemic, who was on the scene, man? Bezos, Bill Gates, Elon Musk. They tell the masses what to do, man. Going back also to what they want to call technocracy, man. Where these tech giants are running the nation and making the decisions and have become the leaders of the people, man. You know, because through all this, you see Trump really decreasing, and Elon Musk and Bill Gates, Bezos, they increasing, man.
Yeah, I heard Elon Musk speech or interview, man. That guy's a slap stupid idiot. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood.
Yeah, going back, you gotta play by the rules of a man and then play by the rules, man. Going back into what's that, Sirach? Well, it's him that doesn't serve a man less word with him. All right, go ahead.
Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, establisheth a city by iniquity.
The technocracy, capitalism, fascism, are that's iniquity, man. But even going back to the time of Gad, man, those treaties that you did keep, they had a picture. It was a straight picture of a photograph of Gad signing his land with it. And Gad was crying. There's a bunch of Edomites in the room. There's a so-called Native American in the room crying. And it was an actual photograph, man. It was sad, man.
All right. They just signed it away, over a portion away.
Yep. The Trail of Tears.
And that same like that in Mississippi when the Nissan family, that took a lot of jet land for them too. You know what I'm saying? And they ain't paying like they need them, they need to see them.
Gentrification, basically.
Right?
Habakkuk 2:12, woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establisheth a city by iniquity.
Right, and my source is the Atlanta Black Star. And according to Harper's Magazine, the United States sold an estimate of $100 trillion for 225,505,049 hours of forced labor between 619 and 1865.
Damn.
With a compound interest of 6%.
I got another one. Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed.
That's the Edomites, man. Starting with the elites, they control this entire system, and this system runs this entire fucking world. That's why Iran is talking about vaccinating their people. That's why Russia is talking about vaccinating their people, because all these motherfuckers report back to the elite bankers, man.
China speaking about in the future, everybody's gonna have to take part in their digital currency.
Yeah.
This from Heinrich Heine. He said, money is the god of our time, and Rothschild is his prophet.
God damn. Run that back.
He says, money is the god of our time, and Rothschild is his prophet.
So basically, money is what? A power, and a prophet is Rothschild. I mean, so prophet is what?
Rothschild.
Rothschild. So what does a prophet do? A prophet prophesies. So that's the reason why the elite bankers are able to dictate to you what's going to happen in 2025 or 2011 or 2012 or 2022, because basically they control the money system.
They dictate the price of gold.
Exactly.
They dictate the price of silver. You know, they dictate the what they call cryptocurrency. Yeah. They dictate the price of diamonds. You know, they made diamonds precious, man. You see?
Yeah, it was the Oppenheimers.
Yeah.
Because you got something called alluviated diamonds. Because of certain weather situations, you have diamonds is on top of the soil in Africa. Right. So diamonds are not expensive because they're rare. The Oppenheimers created this illusion that the diamonds were rare. They were never rare. And they used movie directors in the United States to push their propaganda that diamonds are a girl's best friend. And they had the directors create scenes with a man and purchase the woman with a diamond necklace. All right, that was orchestrated by the Oppenheimers.
Every kiss that gives, we can't even
Yep, because diamonds are not precious.
Hip hop industry.
Yep.
see platinum.
Yep. Go ahead, I'm going to take it off, man.
It's Revelation 18 and 23. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee. And the voice.
That's what I'm talking about. It's talking about America, man. That burnt offering, man. Go ahead.
And the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride should be heard no more at all in
Right,
thee.
nobody's getting married. Okay, basically going into what your conduct or your conquest of life is going to be destroyed once the system go down.
You know what you call Lucifer, light bearer?
Yeah.
And light should no more be, you know.
Golden cup.
Yep, the golden cup, man.
It said, for that merchants were the great man of the earth, by the sorceries were all nations deceived.
Your witchcraft, man. All right, your democracy. All right, your Christianity. Those that Christianity was the biggest deception in human history.
Yeah, that's right.
Because even all those other empires that came into power, they didn't mind flip everybody like that. Yeah. But in Christianity, Roman Catholicism, you really mind flip everybody.
2.4 billion Christians on earth.
And the text says 1.4.
Hey, that Christianity, Esau so slick. Esau got you thinking you worship the God of the Bible when you worship Satan. You know, when you go to the fundamentals of Satan, it's really the principles of Christianity, man. You know, the do as thou wilt spirit, the law was done away with. You know, Satan pushes lawlessness, man. Satan pushes science. over faith. You know, Satan pushes that your word is above me, your emotions is above what's written.
Matthew the 4th chapter.
Yeah, that's why you can bring out precepts to a Christian, but they gonna go off what their emotions. That's what Satanists do. That's a Satan philosophy that your emotions overrule. All right, what's written? The written word, man.
What you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just safe to say that westernization is Satanism.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, it's Satanism. Westernization, Western thought.
The plantation Christianity in a nutshell, the three main doctrines that they push is Satanism, white supremacy, and Greek mythology, man. It has nothing to do with the scriptures, man. You know?
Hey, this is what Henry Ford said about the elites. He said, it is well that the people of the nation do not understand our banking and monetary system. For if they did, I believe there would be a revolution before tomorrow morning.
Yeah, because these niggas got that fractional banking. Here it is, a bank can have, $1 million in it. You see? But they can give you a $10 million loan and charge you interest on some money that they don't have, man. They charge you interest off air. All right? That FRN note, going back to the Bretton Woods Agreement, that was really put all these nations in debt, man. Because one of these nations in debt, too, the American dollar. They're not in debt by gold, silver. It's the American dollar that these people are in debt to, man.
That's the reason why when you try to get your 401k, you have to process the time because the money is not there.
And you get penalized.
And you get penalized for it too, for pulling out. Like you say,
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know. That's why when you put money inside of a particular bank, they hold that money for you, and then they say that they'll apply interest onto it. Okay, you get this back. 2 years go by, and you had made 6 cents, so you made 6 pennies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, with the money that's inside that bank. But that money, what they'll do, they'll use your $5,000 that you put in there, have saved, and here comes Joe Smoke come in and need a $5,000 loan. He gonna give Joe Smoke your money and charge him 7% interest, so he's gonna make money off of your money.
But you would pick me up if I write a blank check, and all you motherfuckers do is write a blank check.
Because what they never did from my youthhood upward, we were never taught about the stocks and the bond aspect of it. We were never taught about the investments aspect of it. We were never taught about the compound interest of things. Or being a producer. So that subjected us continuously underneath the foot of Esau Edom.
And because that paper money, you gotta think, like when you will usually take your gold, to the money changers in the banks. And what will happen, your gold will be, in the safe. All right? And what they give you a receipt. This is how much gold you got. All right? They give you some gold certificates, man. And now they say, I want to buy something from him. Well, what I would do, I would give him a certain amount of gold certificates. He could go to the bank and withdraw that gold out, man. That's how the banking was originally set up, man.
But the people got so lazy, they didn't want to have all that gold on it. So they following suit to this new system that the brothers taught.
What was that declaration? What was that sign back in 1933? Yeah, during that time when they actually took gold out of all the banks.
Oh, gold.
They dropped the thing because, money used to have, and it was backed by gold at one point, around 1931, if I'm not mistaken. Then it started becoming like a legal tender. Was that the gold confiscation?
I think that was when Nixon did. Yeah, those are the 70s.
Talking about something before,
yeah,
30, right?
Yeah, the 30s.
Yeah, where they
got on the suit.
Yeah.
They took the suit back on.
Yeah. This Job 9:24. The earth is given hand to the wicked.
The Most High gave the earth to these Edomites, going into the nobility of nobility of Edom. And going to that term nobility, it means Hoffman, beginning with the Rothschilds trickling down.
Cover the face of the judge thereof.
Like the judges, like Yahweh Shah, the heavenly hosts, okay? Israelites, we're judges too. All right? Hell, if this world went on another 2 years, Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan would be white. So-called white.
And the white is a demonic word. You turn it to a demonic word.
That's right, bro.
Because it has a vibration to it.
Yeah.
The purity and the angelic and the divinity.
Yeah.
And you put that on a race of
Yes.
white people.
Right.
You're not white.
But you call us black, we're the board of light.
Yep.
Wicked.
Wicked, death.
Yeah.
Word, and who is he?
So if not, who is he? And Job is used, actually he's being sarcastic. He's saying if these Edomites are not the wicked, then who are they?
Yeah, tell me who it is.
Yeah, tell me. Riddle me that.
Yeah, they're basically a nation of warlocks and witches, man.
That's it, man.
Like you said, to put vibrations on people, man, to change nationalities, you know, and your sorcery, all nations are being deceived by it. That's going into that media also, man.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, everybody believes we're the criminals, we're the bad guys. It's going back to their media.
Hey, they're gonna show the most side credit the internet. Because before the internet, there was only one media. There was only one storyteller. There was only one narrative, one perspective that everybody had. Then the most side credit the internet, started, with YouTube and alternative media. Now that perspective is being challenged.
Yeah.
It's possible to see that wicked man be revealed.
Yeah.
How was he revealed? The unicorn, man.
Right.
Hey, if I can say this, man, I was watching this little documentary, man. This guy was over there in China, and they was interviewing just particular people out on the street regarding, their impression of black people, man. And most of the answers, their interpretations of black because of the media, man. They might never met a so-called black person, but they automatically assume that they're dangerous and evil because of what the media puts out there regarding Israel.
Yeah, these movies are worldwide.
Yeah.
They seen community society.
I was in Germany one time, and this Edomite, a lady was like, she was looking at me in admiration. It's like, you're not like that. I was like, what do you mean? She's like, with their perception, going throughout the four corners of the earth, via that screen, the television, man.
Like the video is about the little girl said she had all the cookies up. First thing she said, the black man did it. The black man done it. So it's how they portray us and all the people in the world. It's the black man, everything the black man do, it's wrong.
So black man, he's a new boogie.
Yeah.
This is the book of 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 10. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows.
And nobody covers after money more than Esau either. See, that's why God, he said, know thy enemy, know thyself. Most High showing us the nature of our enemy. He's a sick, demented man. And this nigga, Mr. Boris, Mr. Burns from The Simpsons, man, that twisted, I want to take control. Power trip. They really went back to Jacob Rothschild, man.
That's right.
Mr. Burns really went back to Jacob Rothschild, the cartoon version of that, man. Yup. But that's their spirit. It's very demented. It's sinister. It's sadistic, man.
And ain't no coincidence that's their longest running sitcom.
Yeah.
They like to look at themselves. They like to look at themselves in these movies and the entertainment that they show us. Yep.
Verse 11, but thou, O man of Yahweh, flee these things and follow after righteousness, godliness, faith, love, patience, meekness.
I can add to your point. They should be in that vibration every damn minute. But what do all these niggas rap about? I want to get the black bill, I want to get money like Warren Buffett, Yeah.
They hated Trump until he became they loved Trump until he became the president.
Yeah, what Nelly say, me and Todd want to talk about the other day, he said Bill Gates, Donald Trump, let me in. But who's at the forefront of this shit, man? Trump and Donald Trump, man. He said shit about that 15 years ago.
He said, let me in.
He's trying to get there, he going to get it, and they come into the mindset of being selfish, man, which leads to all type of weakness.
Because coveting means your desire. So they desire to be like them because they control the world.
Well, Lil Wayne got that song called Bill Gates, don't it?
Yep.
Damn.
All them niggas like.
Proverbs chapter 3, verse 31, envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways.
He says, envy thou not the oppressor, who's the oppressor Esau. So you shouldn't choose his capitalistic ways of getting over on you to come up. Like those record labels, Baby and Master P. All they did, he broke it down. All they did was learn Esau's system, running the record label. He's done to all people, man. Yeah, man. Yep. They control their paperwork for it.
James 5:1, go to now, ye rich man, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you.
Yep.
The rich riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten.
And your riches are corrupted, man. Hey, is it more of that? Is it more of that?
3, it says your gold and silver is cake, and the rest of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your
The way
flesh.
y'all got it. The way y'all got it. Because there's nothing wrong with having money, but at the same time frame is the way they got this money through oppression within the system.
And that's why Hospital, the second chapter say that. It say your glory should be called to shame. You know?
They say back in 3, and shall eat your flesh and shall glorify you, and have heaped treasure together for the last days.
Your last rulership.
And all this shit they got stored up, like you said, it's gonna be a witness against them. It's like, how you get all this shit? You know? When that judgment come, how you get all this?
You got the Rothschilds has them versus the fucking 1300. The fucking 1300.
The whole family.
Yeah, the whole family.
Hey, you tell me, hey, your mama think you at school every day. Then she clean your room, she find 10,000 in shoe box. You ain't got no job.
Hey, like Problem Child. When he had stole the money, and he had like a drawer full of $100 bills. The dude was like, let me get that dollar back. He was like, hey, what if we got change for 20? You know?
He stole it.
He stole it.
Yeah, money gonna win this shit. Yeah.
Oh, 1 second, bro.
That's why I said your sin shall be your accuser.
You got to sit down.
It's Proverbs 28 and 8. He that by usury and unjust gain increaseth his substance.
And read that again with Dr. Shah.
Proverbs 28 and 8. He that by usury and unjust gain increaseth his substance.
And that's why I said, woe to them that build a town of blood and establish the cities by iniquity, man. It doesn't matter that you did this 500 years ago in America, man. The Mosiah is still judging you because that happened less than 12 hours ago. He required that which is past. So that means, hey, that literally happened in Hebrew time 1 day ago. The day is 12 hours.
And because of his head start, look how far Esau has become. He didn't put no money in, but at the same time, off his usury, which is a profit off of us, he became a goddamn the king of this world.
That fractional banking. You know, then you have
Check cash in place.
all these different schemes he saw them pulled over the years, man. Like the gold rush. Here it is. He sent you to go dig for gold. All right. Meanwhile, he rent the hotel. He owned the hotel. He owned all the tools. Only people who got rich was them. They really didn't find no gold. You think the elites gonna let you go dig for the gold? No, the gold was gone, man. They let you niggas come rent the hotels, come eat at the restaurants, they come rent the tools. It made, buy the Levi jeans. You know, it made them more richer, man.
You speak at companies and shuttle companies.
He use the bank, man. He'll profit off your insufficient funds. You go to purchase someone, pay a bill, cost $40, you got $30 now. He don't even pay the goddamn bill, but he charge you $35 for not having the damn money.
Overdraft.
Overdraft like that. At least pay the motherfucker.
That's evil right
And
there.
then your shit, hey, look, bro, your shit be an overdraft, and you don't know it's an overdraft. Because especially if you checking your phone, it might not update to like the next day.
Right.
So you get if you make another purchase, that's another $35 they're gonna hit you with.
Like I say, so, and also, Akin that has these, what you call like these region applications, check your bank account around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Hey, it's gonna be 0.00, ain't nothing in there, motherfucker.
Yeah.
But about 7 or 8 o'clock, that shit back in there. That reset.
Alright, so back in Proverbs 28 and 8, it said, he that by usury and unjust gain increasing his substance. So he goes to the word usury, goes into interest of debt. So the other dude is breaking that down by the banking system, you know? And it says he should gather it for him that he would pity the poor.
And what do you do? So he gathered for him, but he passed it on down to his posterity. Going into what? Psalms the 73rd chapter.
So, hey, because you can have a house in the same neighborhood as the Edomite, but your mortgage is $1,600. But the Edomite mortgage is $750.
That's right.
You know?
Hey, Wells Fargo got sued for that shit. Wells Fargo got sued for $150 million because they did that with the Southern and Northern Kingdom, man, recently, not too long ago.
Yeah.
Because what happened, you have an Edomite with average credit, and then you have a Jacob with average credit, but Esau, he'll get the house as though he had good credit, and they do something called subprime mortgages, with Jake with average credit. So you might pay, like I said, Esau might pay $800 a month for that pretty house. But you might pay $1,500 a month, $1,200 a month. But Esau got sued for that shit, man. And speaking of banks, it was J.P. Morgan. They actually used slaves as collateral, man. During slavery, they used slaves as collateral for slave owners, man. J.P. Morgan, go to the Black History Museum.
It's called redlining.
Redlining, yep.
It's called redlining. That's what they do.
And after World War II, when Jake came home, they was discriminated against Jake. Jake couldn't own houses when they came back from those world wars. So, hey, don't think that, I hate when Republicans, they think that what happened yesterday had nothing to do with today. That's what Esau thinks, man. But no, what happened yesterday affected today. You had a fucking 400-year head start.
Yes, sir. I seen it on Facebook. Somebody was doing it. They lined up all the so-called white people. They lined up all the Jakes. And they said, if you ever had to go through this, if you never had to do this or do this, take a step forward. If you never had to do this or do that, if you never been to jail, if you never, basically all the conditions of Jake, if you never had to go through any of the conditions of Jake, take this many steps forward. And when they got through, the Edomites was across the street. Jake was still on the line. He can't even move off the line.
That's that good fish. That part ain't good fish.
And then, go ahead, bro.
I was saying, it ain't the Esau. These Edomites do, you know, you have a lot of Edomites that get money, but you have Edomites that ain't have a lot of money, but just the way the system's set up, they still can live a pretty lavish lifestyle. Curses on the process.
Your neighborhoods never got attacked. Oh, go ahead. Your neighborhoods never got attacked. So your neighborhoods never got attacked. Your neighborhood never got targeted with crack cocaine, heroin. Because one of the other reasons that Esau has financial leverage is because somebody in his family statistically is going to push college. It's at least one rich person in the Edomite family. But with Jake, that uncle that could have helped your family out, he got strung out on crack in the 80s. Right. The granddaddy that could have helped get you out of that push, he got strung out on heroin in the 80s. The other cousin that could have helped you out, he got caught with gang banging with the Center Body Leaks back in the 90s. So guess what? So y'all was targeted, man. So Esau didn't have those same attacks to his people like we do, man.
Yeah, somebody say he's not in trouble as other men are.
India put himself with those life insurance. So basically, when he's dying, he'll leave his family like thousands and thousands of dollars, man, or billions.
And that's one thing too. That's one thing too. And because Jake don't know the difference between whole life and term life. You know what I mean? And because you look at a so-called insurance policy, our parents, they'll get a $50,000 policy, which ain't gonna amount to nothing when they perish, but they're paying $600 a month. Esau would get a $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 policy and pay $200 a month. So then when he passes on, the beneficiary is gonna be a $500 there, easy just like that. But the Jake family is gonna get $50,000.
Or you ask your family member to do it, you think he's trying to kill you. Or he don't want to leave you settled because of the curse. You think I'm gonna ask my dad that shit? This is Ecclesiastes 26:28.
One second, it's a lot, bro. It's a lot.
You speak up, huh?
And this Ecclesiastes 10 and 8, because of unrighteous dealing, injuries, and unrighteous dealing, start right there. Going back to them damn trees. Unrighteous dealing. And then the unrighteous dealing too. You the king of schemes, man. Redlining, all those different schemes is his schemes. Like y'all said, Esau was the original finesser. Esau been finessing. All right, Esau, the elites, all they do is meditate on how they gonna create other schemes, the finesse countries, the finesse people, man. That's a scheme is an unrighteous dealing.
Going back into the garden.
He can't sleep unless he comes on the phone. Right.
How they call someone picking the brain for money? What you say? What was the other day? God was going to do that.
Nikki in the brain. Top of brain.
Okay, that represents the elite.
Yeah,
that's what they go to the world. Righteous building.
Idris and Richard got by this seat.
Even broke down how much free labor they got off us, and we probably have a so-called 40 acres in Europe. That's our righteous dealing. First of all, we didn't even get that, but that doesn't even equate to what you got from us. All right?
Injuries. Okay, hey, the hanging, the benching.
Allowing Esau to call themselves gangs so they can get particular lands.
Damn.
Hey, I read about the Taino Indians. They worked so hard in the mountains, like in the caves, like finding gold. They died of exhaustion.
Yeah.
They really died of exhaustion.
Well, they number decreased to 500. Yeah. So they had to basically bring implants, which were the Southern Kingdom, into their demographics.
That's why so many Southern Kingdom Israelites in Central and South America.
Yeah, fulfilling that prophecy in Genesis, the 49th chapter, when he talks about how Levi and Simeon should be amongst all the 12 tribes.
Life expectancy of the slaves during the peak of their time, because peace before they were Portuguese, was 23, 24 years old. Those men was dying their young. They were sugar tank. They were in pain. Well, their sugar cane, you only had one day to process it after you picked it. So when they were picking the sugar cane, they were actually working 42-hour shift. Like, you know, to get it picked, to get it processed, they were working 42-hour shift. They had to keep transporting slaves to the islands of Central and South America, man. You know, they had to keep the shipping, man.
And it's the West Indian Dutch Company. That was in control of that. West Indian Dutch Trading Company, something like that. Which behind that triangular slave trade. Going from Africa to the islands. Alright, but that was getting that money. Those were West Indian Dutch Company, those were Edomites, man. Alright? That was a big hit, man. You been checking? The free labor? It's going on 1619 to basically with 1865. And then we had the discrimination period from 1865 to 1970.
Like 1500, they started bringing slaves
Jamestown, Virginia.
to the island. Portugal jumped it off. And then Spain came out of them in the 1619. That's when the British and French got into it. But Portugal and Spain jumped off in the 1500s. The first ship this slave used was like 1502.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, Jesus took the wheel. Yeah, Jesus took the wheel. The apostle of Rome was going into it too. Christopher Columbus and slaves on the ship in 1492.
Right. Yeah, they brought back slaves to Seville, Spain.
Yeah.
You had that one TV series, I think it was on Showtime, it was called The Voyagers. And they showed you they brought back a so-called Taino Indian. I think they called them from the Dominican Republic. And they brought them back to Spain. They had them all chained up and brought them before King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella. You know?
You know what else? They did the Natchez Trace Indians. Took one of them back to Spain. I learned about their history in 8th grade. I forgot the explorer though, but Edomite told us that they saw the beauty of that man and they took him back.
They showed them 4 years. They brought Native American to Puerto Rico. The father of Caesar, Puerto
The kingdom get translated from one people to another, and that's the end result, man. Now you got something.
Well, Amos 2:6. Thus said the Lord Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Israel, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they sold the righteous for silver and the poor for a pair of shoes. That paint after the dust of the earth on the head of the poor, and on the side of the meat, and a man and his father would go in unto the same maid to profane my holy name.
Man, Jake was being wicked, man. So that's why we in position, like you said, Jake learned from Esau, and Jake used on their own people, man.
See, none of this happened by chance. Esau isn't that brilliant. He did all this, man. Like I said, he got it from Satan, but ultimately going back to what Deuteronomy 32, 33, it was said it was me that
32.
Yeah, 32, man. Like I set you up. Yeah, because it was talking cursing out Esau, but I did that. I put you in power, man. In so many words. All right. Go ahead, bro.
It says, this Proverbs 22:7, the rich ruler over the poor. And it says, and the borrower is servant to the lender.
See, that's the new slavery. After they ended at 100% free slavery, then they went to that. The borrower is servant to the lender. They went to debt slavery. The rat race, man. So it's going back to those bottom market dealers. They got these schemes of the monopoly board with the fake money. You couldn't find out the FRN like fake money, but they got those different schemes to keep you in slavery, man. All right.
Hey, Deuteronomy 28:3, the stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high.
That's why there's a from the rich earlier, there's an income cap, man. An income disparity. All right, you go into the stats, man. Like the income, the net worth of a so-called black family is like $1,400. Versus the net income of a so-called white family is like $116,000. And then I want to say it's in Baltimore or Boston. The average net worth is about $8, whereas the average net worth of the Edomite family is like $100-something. All right, and this is a great gap, man. And that's on a peasant level. That's on a goyim level, man. All right.
And thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him.
And Esau set up a franchise. There's a national franchise with 12 tribes. That's why Esau said, look, we're going to run the fucking world, all right? We're going to put y'all under us. The East Indians, going back to Psalms 83, so-called, that's why they don't tell you Israel when you walk the store. They end on your bondage. They end on the captivity. The so-called East Indians, the so-called Africans, the so-called Koreans, the so-called Chinese, all right? That's why your raggedy neighborhood, their shop is there. Their gas station is there, man. The weed store, man. It doesn't do nothing so you can make money out of this stuff. Then you watch find that big dusty ass barbecue grill in front of their gas station trying to sell a slab of meat, man. With the bottom.
Back in scripture, he shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
And he should be the head, meaning he's going to be in power, and we're going back. He's going to be the reaper, you're going to be the sower. All right? All right.
James 2:6. It said, but ye have despised the poor, do not wish man oppress you.
You're not rich men oppress you. All right, you are oppressed. Getting paid below the living requirement is oppression. Working just to barely survive, that's oppression.
Disability, disability.
That's all. You take a sick day off, man. You oppressed, man. Or you get a vacation, but now you broke because you never got paid in the first place. So you got a vacation day and you can't even take it, man. You got to prove to the judge that you are a good father, that's why you should have custody of your child. That's oppression. You masquerading in front of the fucking judge on something that came out of your custody.
See, he decided, are you really good though?
Yeah, he decided.
I didn't just be women.
Yep. Now we're not even gonna get into that episode. That's a whole other spirit, man. All right, go ahead.
It said, do not wish man oppress you, and draw you before the judgment seats.
Hey, of course it's another scheme. That's why Esau had to set up to where you systematically gonna go to prison. And you're part of the 12 tribes, there's a good chance you're gonna go to the prison because for one, you're poor, they put out a trap in your neighborhood.
Proverbs chapter 22, verse 7. The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the
When you're a debt slave, you speaking of prison, you in jail paying off debt. Now you got speeding fines and shit. All right, you just paying off debt, man. I go ahead and start on
This is book of Sirach 13:2. Burden not thyself above thy power while thou livest, and have no fellowship with one that is mightier and richer than thyself.
Yep. That man can destroy you, man. But then you have Jake trying, like,
Like Jake on the west side, Jake trying to hang with Jeff Bezos or something like that. You ain't gonna be able to fellowship, man.
Yeah.
What do y'all have in common? You know what I'm saying?
Money talks, man.
Like, send them to come in with big, long shit.
The bigger on Facebook.
At the end of the day, your enemy is not going to teach you how to overpower. They're not going to give no Israelite that type of money. Because now you're a threat.
They're trying to secure their position.
Yeah. That's not even, I'm not going to say wicked. It is wicked. But it's just the nature of man that's in power. If you're my slave, and I'm in power off your labor, why would I teach you how to elevate their position. People need it.
Why would I?
It's not for my power.
That's why slaves were put to death for trying to learn how to read.
Knowledge is power.
That's why the system goes to the pit. It's democracy. Democracy means what? The people rule. That's an illusion. That's right. And they teach you those different allegiances. You going through the education system, the State of Union address, we the people. But you know, hey, that's all to keep your mind in prison.
Indoctrination. Indoctrination.
That's why they can't get out of that mindset of we have to vote our way out of our situation. You can't vote your way out of this system.
Never intentionally, as a nation of people, got out of slavery.
Yeah.
To overcome the oppressors.
Hey, but these the same people who so-called set you free and release the gates and let you wander off like cows, man. The same people who so-called set you free and allowed you to fend for yourself. All right, go out there, nigga. You know, not just saying, oh, I choose you. Oh, you're great. Oh, you're the best. That's crazy. That's Stockholm Syndrome.
And you niggas are so fucking basic. You get sold off of a good speech. All right, but you got to bring out some.
And the scripture in the book of John says to do what? Try the spirit by the spirit, man. Even though you're not supposed to look for an heathen to rule over you, or be a judge or master king dominating over you, you know, but the scripture also said to try the spirit by the spirit. People are moved by that emotion. Oh, it's a big word. That sounds good. That was very elegant. Oh, I think he'll do a good job. It's all based upon what they perceive to be as the inward parts of their heart, man.
Why would I? You think that Esau he's gonna put people in power, so keep your ass oppressed? Why would I give you a hero to overcome me? Go ahead, bro.
This says, back in Shabbat 13:2, have no fellowship with one that is mightier and richer than thyself, for how agree the kettle and the earthen pot together? For if the one be
Two different issues, man. Like two different entities.
Let me see what this Bible tells you in the poor can't sit together. They will offend each other. You don't think the rich one is arrogant. Because the rich one is an entitled mindset. All right, you don't think he's an asshole. And the poor one, you're not even on his level, man.
Well, what do you have in common?
That's what's most important. That's why you go to school, you go to college, and you have a professor teach you how to be a businessman. Or he teach you how to be an employee. But you say, okay, I don't want to be an employee. Show me how to own something. Show me how to be an entrepreneur, and you get offended at your speech. And because he's an employee, his mentality, his mind, he can only seek that. The only way you can be an entrepreneur or be an owner is to speak up to somebody who has done that and walked that walk. That's why the scripture goes into how the experience of man, you know, because experience is what is most important. Right? Even the time before the so-called school structure that we have right now, we had trade school. Where you go in and you can exercise your skill. Whether it was in arts and crafts, whether it was in carpentry, whether it was in masonry, so on and so forth. The CDC. And those were the times that people who they would get into welding. I'm going to be an expert in welding. I'm going to be a master builder. I'm going to be great in building. That's going to be my trade because it's something that I actually physically like to do. But then you can take that same skill to trade and become an owner. But
They ain't tell us this shit.
you know, they
sold everybody with those degrees. Everybody, our generation, the millennial generation, going back to the baby boom. Let's get a millennial generation. We got sold with those degrees. We thought the degree was more superior than the trade. That's right. You know?
Now you got Jake saying, yeah, I done come from scam, but I still want to you know how to line it.
I got some.
You don't play about rank. Go ahead, bro.
you can finish your part.
Oh yeah, degree means downgrade. Yeah. You know, so basically, you will go to college for 4 years, and you'll make what $25,000-$26,000, right? But now you got to pay student loan,
right.
Yep. You got car insurance, you got a car note, you got to live, you got to eat, you got to put gas. So you probably within that $25,000, you may be bringing in $18,000. Yeah. So now you need your masters to compensate that. So now that loan is increased to 50-something thousand.
And now it's not even a guarantee we got a job lined up.
Exactly.
That's right. You might be overqualified.
Yeah.
Overqualified.
But make I say one point. But meanwhile, Esau down here, like in Mississippi, he'll and go straight to offshore, and within a year or two, he's making six figures. It don't make sense.
What do overqualified mean? I can't do time change for like no practice. What the hell that mean?
You might take my damn job.
President told it, there was that said, I do understand the Bible better than college degrees. That should tell you something.
Because the scriptures are true knowledge. It's the true science.
The true riches.
The true riches.
It says, for how agree together and earthly partner together, for if the one be smitten against the other, it should be broken.
Right. And that's what happens when you put the poor and the rich together. You're going to butt heads and the poor is going to be destroyed. Because your money's not long enough, man.
What to tell you about that? I never go to war.
What a man.
They tell you that in gambling. Like if you ever play poker, somebody with more money is just gonna take your money.
Right. Because it's the probability. It's the probability. My money low. So I may lose in the beginning, but because my money is low, I'm gonna recoup everything. It's the probability, man.
It's like casinos is big.
Hey, the least talks to love why he pursued power. Because the law of man on the planet Earth is really power. All wars are about power. So Esau, he put this powder in your face and smoke in your face and made you just be in love with this thing. Christianity, he gave you Christianity while he pursued power, man.
Right.
And the Bible is all about power. The Bible ain't about love, the Bible is about power, man. You better shake yourself off that plantation juice, man.
What did he do? He came over from Jacob here from West Africa. Then he knocked Gad off the goddamn horse. He got on the horse and he's in a position of power.
Verse 3. The rich man had done wrong, and yet he greatly withdrawn. The court is wrong and must entreat also.
So you still got a bed just to sustain, but the rich man does wrong. Why? Because basically he doesn't have to answer to nobody. He controls the system.
Yeah. They wonder why Hillary Clinton and the rest of these people get out.
Yeah, power. It's power.
We want power too, but we want to do it the right way. Right, that's cool. How about some outside? That's right. It's the state's going to take the people. We're not going to do it by guns or nothing.
Proverbs 18:23 says the poor uses entreaties with the rich answers government.
They got the power.
The trees like the bad, right?
Yeah.
You asking humbly if you entreat. But the rich here asshole because he got power, right? All right?
He don't have to answer to nobody because of his money.
And this Psalm 52:7. Lo, this is the man that made the Most High not his strength, but trust in his abundance of his riches. And strengthen himself in wickedness.
Yeah. He strengthened himself in wickedness, man. So everything he does it has a satanic vibration, and that's his strength. Going into his power source.
Some righteous dealers.
Yeah.
If you get all the money in the world, the money you try to get not cure, no cure. Try to find some fake, like AIDS, different diseases you can put in the food, GMOs, drugs. People they do. They got all the money in the world, and they want to do wickedness by the money they got instead of doing good by the money. But they think so.
Right. They could take that money and do something positive, man. Or you better try to make a vaccine everybody.
You sure?
Hey, this
that's your.
You bad, you got anything. You had your first.
All right, this Micah 6 started verse 10. Are there yet the treasures of wickedness in the house of the wicked, and the scant measure that is abominable? Shall I count them pure with the wicked balances, and and with the bag of deceitful weights.
And that's how you know what's all about Esau, because going back to this fractional reserve banking, man, it's a false balance. You know, the fact that it tells you on the American dollar is legal tender. It's not backed by anything. Okay, so it lets you know from the jump. But you know, like bro was talking about earlier, going back to the ancient world, even in this time, Esau used to do things a bit better. But you say what? He's backed by gold and silver. You know, but if you take it way back, you know, even going back to, you know, our empire, you know, back when we was in power, you know, we used way to gold, way to silver. You know what I'm saying? So you know the exact amount that you're getting. So it's like, you know, we in a different age, man. Because Esau deals with false balances. You know, everything that brothers break it down through the spirit, the fact that they give you particular loans and give out this money is not really in the bank. This is a false system that's set up, man. You know? So, say what?
I was gonna say a good movie to watch is called The Big Short. It shows like all the basically the shitty deals they made during the housing market back in 2008.
That was the last recession going out.
Yep.
2008.
What's coming now, man, it's going to be way worse than 08. You know? It's crazy what the Lord did using Esau, man, this time. To see, we still in the Roman Empire, all right? The Apostle Hardy did a lesson on, you know, America as the new Holy Roman Empire, which he basically got that title based off an article. You know, we know that the actual Holy Roman Empire was ruled by Jacob. It was not the pagan system that Esau had. You know what I'm saying? But this that system all over again. You know, Donald Trump, he's the Caesar or the king of Babylon. You know? Hey, but Rome has more technology, man. That's how you know this the Rome that's gonna fight Yahushua. You know? We in that time, man. You know what I'm saying?
Verse 12, it says, for the rich men thereof are full of violence, and the inhabitants
all
thereof.
these different wars they set up, man. And what you think they doing now? All right? Things ain't going backward, man. It's not going backwards, I mean. It's not reversing. Okay? That's why you have all these different protests and riots all over the earth. All these different gatherings of Edomites now wearing masks, mad as hell, man. So Esau, he's going to have a lot of resistance setting up this new world order, man. He's going to have a lot of resistance implementing microchip. All right? But that's the end goal. That's going to be the new money, man. Okay? Go ahead, bro.
And the inhabitants thereof have spoken lies.
Right, but you say how the rich man is full of violence. All right, they're bringing this new world order in by way of violence. See, now they're pretty much wanting you people to volunteer your own enslavement. You know, be passible. You know what I'm saying? Wear your mask, cooperate, social distance. But the fact that they're being met with resistance, and see, it's happening in increments. See them, you know, football game, got an Edomite bitch in the stands. She don't want to wear a face mask on. Everybody else got a mask on. And you got the rental cop Jake escorting her, arresting her ass. Karen getting arrested now, man. So we in the end, and you know that shit was funny too. So we in the end now, all right? So, hey, even you Edomites gonna get it. You average Joe 6-pack crackers, man. You know, y'all gonna get it too. You know, go ahead, bro.
And their tongue is deceitful in their mouth.
Yeah, the different legislation they passed, man, which is coming from the mouth of the lion. That, you know, that mouthpiece coming out of Great Britain, the elite, man. They're the ones that's controlling this shit, you know. You got something to
Ecclesiastes 27:15. The strife of the crowd is bloodshed, and their revelings are grievous to the ear.
Yeah, and that's how they talk, man. That's how they move. So how do you expect to, you know, be at peace with this man? That's the language that he speaks. All right? And that's why it tells you, with violence, the great city of Babylon is going to be overthrown, man. You know, that's how this place going out, you know? Some more on that, brother? All right, what's next?
I got Psalm 73. I'm going to start at 4. This Psalm 73 and 4, it says, for there are no bands in their depth, but their strength is firm.
Yeah, you see these Edomites, man, they live to like their 80s, 90s, you know? We was even talking about the, what's that woman, the old or the late Supreme Court Justice? She died like Yeah, she died like 80s, right?
87.
87? Oh, yeah, she was a super demon, man. You know what I'm saying? But going back to the scripture, you know, there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm, man. They die in their old age.
I said she had a part in that the abortion law.
Women's liberation.
Straight Satan.
Yeah. And it's crazy too, because it shows you, going back to Revelation 13, which is the spirit will, we can get it. Pretty much this system having the two horns like a lamb, but speaking as a dragon. It's two sides of the same coin, man. You still in the beast system. It don't matter who's up in there, man. The Democrats, the Republicans. At the end of the day, it's still that ancient Roman system coming back, you know? And you're going to be met with resistance, Jake. You ain't seen nothing. And it's crazy, you know, Jake really think they got a voice. You out here in these Black Lives Matter protests, man, which is set up by your enemy, for your enemy, come at you. You know? They got the Asian provocateurs out there starting shit because you niggas ain't getting it, jumped off quick enough, all right? So this double really gonna move, all right? And we looking forward to it, man. Around election time and after the elections, you're gonna see shit get started, man. Because Esau wants his new world order, okay? You know what I'm saying? So they don't move, but we know how they're gonna go out too. Go ahead out.
Right, it said they are not in trouble as other men.
Right, they're not under the curses. Like brother speaking about earlier, you got that wealth prosperity gap, which is the great Gulf fix. You know, that's in the parable of the rich man and Lazarus, man. Why is it that way? Because the Lord set them up. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. The power of the earth is given to the wicked. That's why they got it. That's why they're born into wealth. You know, or they don't receive a general population education, so to speak. You know, hey, because we grow up as prisoners, man. In this society, we prisoners of hope. And Jake, at this point, man, if you don't got the truth, man, you don't got no hope. You hopeless. You know what I'm saying? But Esau, they're not in trouble because they're not under curses. But guess what? Them curses coming for them, man. You know, go ahead, brother.
Neither are they plagued like other men.
They not under those curses. Go ahead.
Therefore, pride compares them about as a chain.
Right.
Violence cover them as a garment.
That's why it tells you in Ecclesiastes, because sin is against the evil work is not an excuse to do. They really think that the Most High is with them, but they so all over the place, they're so unstable, they believe they're the Most High now. You know? I mean, Esau, he wants to cover all angles, man. And they want the Most High to be technology, you know, logic and reason, science, artificial intelligence, you know, this hive mind, all right? Everybody linked into their super computer database.
Take him out the equation.
Yep, that's it. You want to completely take the Most High out of the equation, but you got to be stupid to realize that, man, or to think that. You know, because we know everybody in the Most High movie, this really the Most High's movie, man. And you play a part in it, Esau. Go ahead.
Their eyes stand out with fatness.
Meaning abundance, man. These devils, they can't be satisfied. That's why brothers, you know, speak on different cartoons that Esau made. Whether it be, you know, the Simpsons, you know, being with Mr. Burns, whether it be with Piggy in the Brain, want to take control of the world. Because that's really how these elite think. They can't be satisfied, man. All right? That's why at this point, they just want to put a damn chip in you. All right? They want total control.
Well, they have more than heart could wish.
Right, going back to the interview that Aaron Russo, he had with Alice Jones, when he was speaking about Nick Rockefeller. When he's speaking about, like, man, what's wrong with you people? You have all the wealth you want. You know, you can have as many women as you want. You can travel the world. Like, what's the ultimate goal here? Why are you not satisfied? And they you know, he said it. He was the mouthpiece to him. We want everybody chips. We want all the money on them chips. And these people, why do you care about these people? These people are servants, they're peasants. You know? Which shows that Aaron Russo, he got to be a Jake, man. Like, you know, because Jake got a heart. But these elite, they're heartless. And that's why when we finally get your ass in slavery, we gonna fuck you up beyond comprehension, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you deserve it. You're the wicked, man. Look what you've done, man.
Right.
You got all this power, all this money. You can end world poverty, end world hunger. You can clean up the air, clean up the water, you know. The food supply all messed up. You get rid of all these GMOs, but you're the wicked. You got to play that part. You can't do it even if you wanted to, man. You know? And really, on a deeper level, Esau really don't want to be the devil, man. When you go into it, they really don't want to be the wicked. They want to get the birthright back. It tells you in Isaiah Was it? It's the 10th chapter speaks about the Assyrian. How big he meaneth not so, neither doth his heart think so. But it is in his heart to cut off nations, not a few. They really don't want to do it, but the Most High keep moving them. You can't escape the will, man. Whoever says his will. Go ahead, brother.
Says they are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression.
Right, because all these videos come up, mainly, videos concerning the truth. And we're talking about y'all having to pay for slavery because you will pay for slavery. And they're like, man, that shit's old. That's in the past, get over it. Nah, we ain't getting over it, man. Hey, what Russell on birthright? Esau ain't getting over birthright. That's thousands of years ago, man. What, like 4,000 plus years ago? You know what I'm saying? That's way in the past, man, but you can't leave it alone.
And that was your fault.
Yeah, it was his fault.
That was his fault.
Because you have to be a very wicked individual to sell out your whole race. Esau sold out his whole nation when he did that. Wait, brother.
So they speak lawfully. Man, they said.
Well, they speak lawfully. Yeah. Meaning proudly, and going into those different New World Order speeches, like George Bush Sr., when we are successful, and we will be. Oh, how's it go? Yeah. Yep.
About the rule of the Trump. Yeah, the rule of the judges should be governed by the rule of law.
The rule of law.
So right now, they look at us and that's the rule of the judge. And when the New World Order is set, that's the rule of the law. That's going to the New World Order.
And it's crazy because it shows you that these are deep wicked. You go to Wisdom of Solomon, the second chapter. They basically look at the laws of the Most High as being weak. It's like they look at the laws of the Most High as being feeble in nature. Hey, these laws are script, man. This is the real power, man. This is the real power source. But see, hey, the Lord giving it back to his people because we don't do it right. It shows you, man, this book wasn't written by Edomites, man. That's why they can't keep it. This book was written by the Israelites for the Israelites, man. That's why we don't want to can understand it. Vocab can't get it. None of you other guys can get it because you're not Israelites, man.
This Job 21 and 13. It says they spend their days in wealth and in the moment go down to the grave.
Right, because you got, David Rockefeller, he couldn't save his life. It doesn't matter how much blood you drink, getting all that adrenochrome. It don't matter how many little boys you molest. All right? It doesn't matter how many heart transplants you get. How many wicked sacrifices you make. When it's time for you to go, you're going to go. Just like Elder Apostle was speaking about Alexander the Greek, Alexander the Macedonian, what made him great is the Most High. The Most High made him great. And when it was time for him to be, gathered to his followers, the Most High took him. It's that simple, man. It's like you got a lot of people, man, they could just be complete jerk-offs, man. Complete pieces of shit. But they live very long lives, man. But somebody that do all the right things, live right, eat good, the Most High take them out. It's all the Most High, man. But so how much more for you, elite of Esau, you think you about to escape, man? But once again, what you're doing, you're a part of the plan. So with which you wanted to microchip everyone, with which you wanted to maintain humanity under 500 million, all right? The Most High got a depopulation plan, man. You're a tool, all right? The Most High using you, okay? And that's what's gonna keep us sane in these times, is remembering the Most High still in control, man. He's still in control. All right, go ahead, brother.
Verse 14 is going to the point. It said the Most High allowed his feet. It says, therefore they say unto the Most High, depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways.
Right, they don't see any profit in it, man. Why? Because they the wicked. Man, imagine in our kingdom, everything's gonna be in order, man. Complete righteousness, man. All right? And that's really what we want, okay? And that shows who the real men of the Lord are too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we want to have our part in the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Brothers want slaves, At the beginning was one of those whose bodies, we want to be changed, want to be perfect. But really, man, we just want righteousness on the earth, man. You know what I'm saying? All right? And that's who really cares as opposed to who don't. You know what I'm saying? You don't see us up here. I got to say, I got to put y'all out there, man. HOI. You know what I'm saying? House of Israel, man. And you don't see us up here, man, having a damn GoFundMe. for 500,000. You know what I'm saying? Jacob put like 500 in the pot, and you may get the rest of it. But where's the truth at though? You know what I'm saying? And you can look it up, man. It's funny because me and Elder Manat talked about we was going in on a lesson, not even talking about y'all, but Spirit brought y'all up. And you know, one of the Jakes that was tuning into the live stream, he said he had checked y'all Instagram and y'all trying to raise that 500,000, man, for the new Nazareth, as you call it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but all right, which we never said you wouldn't do it, by the way. They put words in our mouth. You know what I'm saying? We never even cared. But it was a thing where we was looking out. Man, we not in that time. But you gonna do it anyway. Go ahead. But when Esau roll on your ass, like we read how you gonna roll. Brother go for shop, you gonna get the precept. But can the brother get 2 Ezra 16? He gonna roll, all right? Don't say you didn't hear by the mouth of the Most High, which is by the prophets. Don't act like you ain't heard this, Jake. And y'all know better, man. But you can have it, you know what I'm saying? Was there only brother?
All right, verse 15. It says, what is the Almighty that we should serve him? And what profit should we have if we pray unto him?
Because you know what? They got this mindset, because you can find that scripture. All right, that's prophecy, man. He's not your power. He's not your God, man. You know what I'm saying? So, of course you would think like that. But the Lord raised up his people in these last days, pursuant to Ezekiel 37, you know, Revelation 11, Isaiah 52, many other scriptures also, man. You know? Baruch, the 4th chapter, us being gathered by the word, etc., man. Amos 9. This is happening because the real people of the Lord are getting set up. And like Apostle Gabar just did a lesson, man, what proves that Christianity is not the truth? You got over 2.4 billion Christians on the earth, and the end still ain't came yet. You know? That's that wide gate that's leading to destruction, man. The end would have been came.
Another 144,000 supposed to make it. It's like a, you know, it's something is up with that.
It's something up with that. Yep. Y'all ain't the people, man.
They overqualified.
Yeah, that's it, brother. We use that on them.
Let's go back to what you got to finish it off. This Psalm 73 and 9. It says, they set their mouths against the heavens and their tongue walk through the earth.
Wanna read that again?
They set their mouth against the heavens.
Right, because ultimately, hey, well, this is a direct link to Daniel 7. He should speak great words against the Most High and swear out the saints of the Most High. You know? This is you. Oh, yeah, that thing to change times and laws. You know? And then it went into the time period. You know, and it should be given to his hand. Earth given to hand of the wicked until the time and times of dividing the time. It's that 350-year period, man.
That's how you know John the Revelator was done. Same revelation.
Same exact revelation. Yep. So we in that time, Esau. You know, this the latter end of you. Okay? And you didn't realize your latter end. Like it says on Moses, Deuteronomy 32. So we in that time, you know? Wait, brother.
And their tongue walk through the earth.
Yeah, because ultimately, this democracy, this way, which is really nothing but Hellenization, all coming back. Because you know, Esau wanted to set up a new world order during the time of the Greeks, man. See, this is the time when the Lord don't let them really get close to it. You're the closest nation to get to it. So really, you should be happy you got closer than him. You know. All the other empires before you, they never made it this far, man. You had the longest run, you know? So you really can't act like the Most High ain't fair, you know?
That's what that was Genesis 25th chapter 27, where it say Esau should have the fattest of the earth.
27, yep.
So Esau and Jacob gonna have the longest two. They gonna, but Jacob's rule is he gonna get the one world order. The true one world order is gonna be under the house of Jacob.
That's it. And that's why, you know, like Elder Yashwamba said, you notice with this life that we in right now, everything has a lackluster to it. Life it don't have a feel anymore. Look on damn billboards, they talking about, you know, protect yourself, you use protection. They got the face mask, the gloves, and the condom. It's like, man, it's like horrible.
You're like, you know, you remember Christmas? You know, a feel to it.
Yeah.
Like Thanksgiving had a feel. Now you just do it because of the custom, like we in the world.
Yeah.
You do it because of the custom. Like,
For the hell of it.
Yeah, for the hell of it.
Yeah. Yeah. So even you people in the world, man, you ain't feeling this shit like you used to, man.
Shit. The most recent one, 9/11, man. Ain't nobody talk about that shit. Nobody gave a damn about nothing.
Yeah.
Because, you know, people are waking up that is a bunch of bullshit.
Yep.
You know, it's an inside job.
Fine.
But this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4, verse 3. But the multiplying brood of the ungodly shall not thrive, nor take deep rooting from bastard slits, nor lay any fast foundation.
Yeah, because ultimately America's gonna get destroyed and y'all going to slavery. And after that 1,000-year period, you're gonna be wiped out. You know? And that's good. You know what I'm saying? And the scripture tell you the whole earth gonna rejoice. You know, when Esau becomes desolate, man. That's in the book of Ezekiel, man. You know? So that's the time that we're waiting, but you gotta go into slavery first. You know? And that time gonna be stretched out. One day gonna feel like forever for you devils, man. You know? Go ahead, brother.
For though they flourish in branches for a time, yet standing not fast, they shall be shaken with the wind, and through the force of winds they shall be rooted out.
Yeah, they're destroying wind, man. It's gonna destroy Babylon the Great. You know? All right? Still on it? All right, go ahead, Lamont.
This is the book of Job, chapter 14, starting at verse 1. Man that is born of a woman is in a few days and full of trouble. He cometh forth like a flower and is cut down. He fleeth also as a shadow and continueth not.
And right, and really that's man in general, you know? And eventually, you know what? This is not going to apply to the Israelite man and woman. You know, this is not going to apply to us, but see, a time on this planet Earth is short, man. You know? It's very short. As a matter of fact, you living to reach about like 50 years old, that's like an hour to the Most High, man. That's nothing, all right? So it's nothing for the Most High to take us out. But at the same time, that's why you fear the Most High, because you know your life hangs in the balance, so to speak. You know? Dealing with you devils, man, you're on borrowed time. You know? And the Most High gonna rush you, okay? See, Esau talking about, you know, 2035 and 2025. You know, they speaking about what the UN got set up with sustainable development. You're not gonna make it that far.
Go ahead. I got a link on it. And this is Ecclesiasticus 41:3. Fear not the sentence of death. Remember them that have been before thee and that come after, for this is the sentence of the Lord over all flesh. This is Ecclesiastes.
This is Job chapter 14, verse 1. Man that is born of a woman in a few days and full of trouble. Job chapter 14, verse 1. Man that is born of a woman is of few days and full of trouble.
Ecclesiasticus 41:3. Fear not the sentence of death. Remember them that have been before thee and that come after, for this is the sentence of the Lord over all flesh.
Yeah. Right, so this is a direct link, man. So showing you, hey, you here to go. You know what I'm saying? But what you gain on this planet Earth is experience, man. Before you go back to the heavens. And also, it's unfinished business. I always like to bring up that one horror film. It's called Prodigy. It shows you how that one murderer was reincarnated as that little boy. You know what I'm saying? But pretty much, when he came back, he was trying to finish what he didn't do in that other life, which is kill that particular woman. You know, so Esau, no reincarnation is real, man. You know what I'm saying? The thing that's not new is your spirit. But when it's, you know, recycled on the earth, that body that's born, the body's new. It's a different body. You know what I'm saying? But hey, same thing with us. This unfinished business. You know what I'm saying? But what's happening, this is our last captivity. And see, this is the last time we got to deal with being in this corruptible flesh, man. You know?
Like you said, because we come back to finish that unfinished business, man. You know what happened when the house of David came in the power, man? All right? Especially you Amalekites, man. Oh, yeah. King David and Joab.
Yeah.
You know, they were slaying you mill Edomites for 3 days straight, man. You know? And that's the biggest fear to the Edomites in the house of David, man, because we're going to deal with their unfinished business, man. You know?
And that's one thing about it too, man. See, we'll get on these other Israelite groups and we get on our people as a whole. When we speak on these other Israelite groups because they're going off in the doctrine. But pretty much we never took our eyes off the enemy, man. See, Esau, you the main target. You are the target. You the enemy. You the main enemy.
You know what I'm saying? Like High Priest Ariah and King Mashai used to say, you know, the rest of our people don't want to get right. They gonna go, but see, they gonna be all right, you know. But you Edomites though, you ain't getting off the hook. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, let's deal with judgment on Edom, Bible shot. Brother, get we can get what brother's holding. Brother, get Ezekiel 25. You know, and you had one, bro. Yeah. You get what you got.
Hey, this Psalms 10. I'm starting to. The wicked in his pride do persecute the poor. Let them be.
Yeah, he's doing it. Why? Because see, they know who we are, man. When you know that you the Edomites, you know that these are the Israelites, and you know the history, you got the records of the house of David, you know about this great people. Like, man, I got these, I got them, the Most High's jewels, I got, man, let me fucking get them. This is my time, you know? So they ain't gonna let it go. If you realize it's the last time for you, you're gonna give it all you got, so you're gonna be proud about it. You're gonna call us all types of names that's not who we are. You're gonna dog us out, man. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, bro.
And the device that they have imagined for the wicked boast of his heart desire.
Wait a minute, and the devices they have imagined, mainly dealing with that microchip. You know? See, they want you to try a chip, man. You know what I'm saying? So you can forever be a slave to them. All right? And that's why it's so integral that we speak about that. It's imperative because you other Israelite groups, your congregation gonna be looking very crazy when that prophecy hit. And it's gonna hit, man. They don't want answers, man. And what are you gonna tell them? All right? And most of y'all gonna just keep going the path of addition, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you already compromised, man. But you know what? The blood gonna be on your hands too. All right? Go ahead, brother.
And blessed the covenants whom the Most High abhorred.
Right, and blessed the covetous, which is pretty much other Edomites, man. Because see, unless you're part of that small rule of the few, they don't give a shit about you, even if you are the Edomites. You got to be in that inner circle, you know? Go ahead, brother.
The wicked through his pride of the countenance will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all his thoughts.
Right. Instead, it's going to be science, technology, you know, 5G, more vaccinations, all right? And you know what? They're going to get so far with it, man. Which the Most High, by using Esau, you know, with them doing this neural things, they make it to the point where they actually have the internet on that chip and put it in your brain, you know? And they're going to have people very pressed to get that thing, man. You know? But,
Malachi 4, start at the top. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, they and all that do wickedly shall be stubble.
That's why I say it's how the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction, man. They should be brought forth to the day of wrath. So, the fact that this place got a expiration date, man, why should we be comfortable here? You know, that's the one that second F-16, man. If I don't, get anything else. Because you tribes, man, you think you gotta say so in this society, man. And I gotta say, although we all in captivity, all the tribes in captivity, especially in America, but I'm grateful for me being centralized where I'm at. Because when you go to these inner cities or these bigger inner cities in America, man, a lot of our people think they gotta say so because it's so much false opportunity, so to speak. So it can somewhat remove you from thinking that you're still in slavery, man. You know? But like I said, we all independent. You know, it don't change. But see, a lot of our people, man, they really think that they gotta say something. But we don't see. So you got a lot of our people, but even our people down here, you got a lot of Israelites that own land. You know? It's just down here that's kind of comfortable, man. But all that shit gonna be taken away. And then the fact that the Lord gonna destroy it anyway, you shouldn't be comfortable, Jake. And for you tribes, man, in particular, the tribe of Gad, here in North America, you shouldn't be comfortable. This land don't belong to you anymore anyway, man. Esau got this land. You know? It's time to wake up, man.
He said that in Antebellum. Remember they said that he said that in Antebellum. His land was always ours.
Mm-hmm. That's their mindset. And they say that they're gods, and you know, it pretty much, it was a similar speech to the speech that Edomite had in Get Out. Yep. It was similar. It wasn't the exact same thing, but hey, Jordan Peele be hitting it on the head, man. You know? Because that's how you Edomites think. And all of them think that way. And the one scene, not gonna get a movie away, but the one scene when, you know, the one Jake chick, she was kind of the Edomite, and pretty much he showed her that he was no different from them other Edomites, you know?
Who told you to speak to me?
Who told you to speak to me? You know what I'm saying? She thought that, like, you know, I could talk to him, he cool. You know what I'm saying? All these motherfuckers the same. I don't give a damn, man. All of them the same.
Right.
Every last one of them. You know? Go ahead, brother.
It says, in the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts.
Right, and it's mainly for the wicked. It's mainly for them, man. The third part of man, okay? The fact that you got a nation that doesn't have the Most High in any of their thoughts, the Most High is not in all their thoughts, they gotta go. Because even the heathens, you know, the other nations outside of Israel, even they have a little fear of the Most High. They don't have a total fear like Israel does. That's why they still gonna be around. You know, we don't let them only do among themselves, let them, you know, govern themselves still under our laws, you know, but at the same time, we gonna somewhat liberate them after that 1,000-year period. But they're still gonna have to answer to us, still pay tribute. But Esau, you just gotta go. You know what I'm saying?
I got the same way. Edom was the only one that put the step up, and y'all shot.
Yeah.
They the only one done that.
Well, you know what? That's what, going back to what the Lord said, blasphemy against the Holy Spirit shall not be forgiven. That's why he said that. Neither in this world or in the world to come. So the Edomites, and you got it in Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. You're the only nation that's not going to receive mercy from the Most High.
Right.
That's it. They put themselves up with the Most High.
See why?
You know, and Yahweh Shai and the angels, and us, you know, blaspheme the temple, you got to pay.
And that leads to that whole entire nation being eradicated.
Yep. Hey, we blessed, brothers. Praise Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. We're not Edomites, man. You know, the why Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Look at that, man. You know?
It says, it shall leave them neither root nor branch, but unto you.
Right. Pretty much their posterity, you know, their family tree. You know what I'm saying? No one's going to be left in America, all right? But ultimately, throughout that 1,000-year reign, you know, which we're going to reign longer than 1,000 years, but it's going to take 1,000 years for the kingdom to be built how we want it to be built, you know what I'm saying, and paying the other nations back double. Again, with us paying Esau back double. But after that 1,000-year period, after that sentencing, you're going to gather all y'all up, you know, it's going to tell you, just like when you read in Ezekiel, was it 38 or 39, with us burning the weapons, we just don't use fire, we have spiritual power, all right? Just like we're going to burn all your weapons up, all these different tanks and missiles, fighter jets, we're going to burn that with spiritual power. Well, guess what? After that 1,000-year period, we're going to gather all you Edomites up, and we're going to use the spiritual power that the Lord gave us, and we're going to burn y'all up, man. Woo! You know? Which that's justice. You look at with our sanctuary, all these burners, it makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
It's better than the Christian doctrine.
It's way better to blow that shit out the water. You know what I'm saying? It blowing out of space, man. Fuck Christianity, man.
Talking about burning,
you know,
in hell for an eternity. At least you don't put your Edomites out of your misery.
And that's still mercy.
That's mercy.
And then when you understand the, you know, the spirit of the Most High, the Lord says that all souls are His. Yep. So you know the spirits of Edomites, you know, will come back in other nations. That's a whole nother topic, you know, and all that. But like you said, that's more merciful than burning in hell forever. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Was they on that?
Let me read through verse 3 and let me get it. It says, but unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness.
Oh, there goes the name, Nate. All right, and we have a name now. Yahweh, and the son's name Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings, and shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stall.
Right. Meaning we had the truth, and ultimately going into our salvation, man. By way of Yahweh Shai, He's gonna gather us with those angels, you know, gather us with those wings, man. You know? All right, and we're gonna have everything we want in the kingdom of heaven, man. All right? You're gonna see.
Verse 3, and ye shall tread down the wicked, for they shall...
Hey, they got that one church song, Stomp the Devil Out. You know? It's gonna be literal. You know what I'm saying? Hey, because, you know, our forefathers, man, they had a way different mindset. The mindset of the East, when you're dealing with conquering nations, man, examples got to be made. I mean, hell, Esau even made a statement when, you know, the one Edomite put his knee on George Floyd's neck. You know, that's the elite saying, you know, you niggas are under us, man. You under our knee, you under our feet. That's why it's always these two opposing forces, Jacob and Esau. Guess what? We're gonna do the same thing. You know?
They were saying that was one of them Masonic rituals. That was that like
It was.
They were illustrating on the camera.
It was. That's why he had his, the hand in his pocket, the hidden hands. You know? Yeah, it went into it, but also, just a statement for Israel too. It all ties in, you know.
Like I said, they got a couple statues like that. All right, there's an Edomite, and there's an Edomite on a horse. There's a Judite in chains. You're looking at the Edomite and shit. There's a guy like walking with the Edomite. You conquered, nigga.
Yep. Hey, so you can't get around it, Jake. The only way out of this equation is Yahushua. All right. Period. He's the way out. He said he's the way, the truth, and the life. He's our way out, man. That's why you got the last curse in Deuteronomy 28:68 that tells you in the latter end of that verse, no man shall buy thee, no man shall redeem thee from these curses, which is where you get who? Yahushua, who redeemed them from the curse of the law. 9:6. Right? That's it.
For they shall be ashes under the soles of your feet in the day that I shall do this, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts.
Which is America being destroyed, man. Brothers that are delivered in those chariots over the firmament, looking down at that destruction, man. That's what that went into, All right. Who's out there next? Precepts. Go ahead, bro.
This is Job chapter 14, verse 5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bound that he cannot pass.
Right, so a certain day, destined for you Edomites to go down, man. And you can't escape it, And there are different, theories floating around, revolving around CERN, what Esau was trying to do. But ultimately, you know what they want to do? They want to go back in time, like brother said, and get that birthright back. And it's not going to happen, man. You can't bring the days that is past. You can't travel back in time, man. That time is sealed, All right. Wait, brother.
In Psalms 137:7, remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof.
Right, and really Esau did this all throughout time. Beginning with the Babylonian Empire, when the Babylonians took us down, when you read in the book of Obadiah, it goes into detail what Esau was doing. Aiding the Babylonians, helping them find us, and pretty much chanting our destruction. Chanting down Israel. You know what? We chanting down Babylon now, man. Now the Lord reversed it. That's why it tells you in Baruch, Mizpah are the cities which thy children serve, man. Go ahead, brother.
So, O daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed.
Right, and it tells you in that same chapter, they want to sing as one of the songs of Zion. Jake is just their entertainment. We've been a base to entertain the Edomites, man. All right, but guess what, Israel, Yasha'Abba, now that time period is up. All right, so let you know what's the end of all this is role reversal. Now we're gonna be empowered. Esau gonna have to entertain us, and you Edomites, you're not good at entertaining, man. So you're gonna need some help. Like the Apostle Ariam Lab said, man. Yeah, you don't got no soul, man. Right, so it's gonna be tough for you to do it.
Happy shall he be, and we will indeed serve us.
Right. Now that goes into America being destroyed. Revelation 18. Reward her, even if she rewarded you, double unto her, double according, to what she have done, roughly paraphrasing. So it's going to be double destruction for Babylon the Great. All these nuclear missiles coming on the place, man. But also in our kingdom, us paying you back. Which is why it's going to be 1,000 years, man. Because pretty much Esau, when he came back into power, that was the late 1400s. Late 1400s, early 1500s. When you say, late 1400s, that time up until now, that's been about, over 500 years, man. So double that is 1,000. All right? So that links together with Revelation 20. Us living and reigning with Hamashiach 1,000 years, man. Paying you back double. All right, go ahead. That's it. All right? Go ahead, bro.
That is Amos 1:11.
Yeah, we getting the closing precepts, bro.
Thus said the Most High,
I want to get that second.
for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4.
Go ahead, bro.
Alright, this Amos 1:11. Thus said the Most High, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof.
Right.
Because he pursued his brother with the sword, and then cast off all pity.
Right. Now he mainly did that in this time, man. Casting off all pity. They received somewhat a little mercy during the ancient pagan Roman Empire. This time, this nigga Esau went ham, man. You know, he went completely in on Jake, man. All right? Go ahead, bro.
And his anger did tear perpetually.
Because it's never ending. All right? The Lord got to put an end to it. Go ahead. Hey, it's like it. Because a point, even old Jake saying it now, man. Jake that was around during the 60s and 50s, they saying the time we're in now is looking just like that time. Showing you the Lord about to turn it up, man. You know? And you know, it's speak about who shall rouse Judah up, so it's gonna be a lot of killers. You know what I'm saying? The Lord gonna unleash Esau completely on Jake just to make him rouse up, man. You know? Go ahead, brother.
And he kept his wrath forever.
He kept his wrath forever. So why would you want to be at peace with people that's gonna hate you forever, man? That's why they gotta be cut out. For our violence against our brother Jacob, shame should cover thee, and that should be cut off forever. That's it, man. All right. What you got?
Second Ezra 16.
The brother holds, man. You got anything else?
It's Isaiah 34 and 5. It said, "For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment."
Right. It should come down upon Idumea because those nuclear missiles gonna come out of them silos, go into the upper atmosphere, and come back down on Idumea. You know, linking to Isaiah 34, man. Hey, that's going into America. You know, it's gonna be a burnt mountain. The brother said, man, a burnt sacrifice. All right? Go ahead.
It's the book of Obadiah, chapter 15. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. That rewards you will turn upon their own head.
That's payback, man. Go ahead.
For as he have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually.
Hey, man, they drinking from you, man. Meaning they using you up. All right? To your last drop, Jake. Work you till you fucking die, man. Hey, in Babylon belongs the bodies and souls of men. You know, slaves and souls of men. Hey, you can't make it up, man. But see, it's the last captivity. The affliction of Zion is fulfilled, man. You know, now we're gonna work your ass to death. And we're gonna have power to control your lifespan, control that spirit. We're gonna make you stay alive, man. When you to the brink of death, keep that spirit in that body, man. You know, because you gotta think, it gotta be something for out, some fire power to reward you double. We gotta have spiritual power, man. You know?
It said, yeah, that shall drink, that shall swallow down, and that shall be as though that had not been.
It's gonna be like you never existed. It's gonna be like America never was. You think of that? You know? So that's some payback, man. All right?
Zion shall be deliverance.
Right.
There shall be holiness in the house of Jacob shall be just
and this the real reparations, by the way. Go ahead.
In the house of Jacob shall be a fire. In the house of Joseph a flame.
Yeah, so our nation, we're gonna be a united kingdom again, which is beginning right now, but this is going into us being in power in the kingdom of heaven. The whole nation gonna be gathered together, and we're gonna gather all you Edomites up. Go ahead.
In the house of Esau for stubble.
Right? But you use stubble to burn, all right? You use stubble to get a fire started. Go ahead.
And that should kill in them and devour them.
Right.
And there should not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken.
That's why they don't want to be an Edomite. If you know that you're about to be ridded off the earth, you're gonna be exterminated, man. You know? But yeah, let's get that in second. Ezra 16 is gonna be it.
This is second Ezra 16 and 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you.
This ultimately the elite, these 13 families. Go ahead.
And they shall take away certain of you.
Right, so why would you want to build here when these people have it in mind to cast you off or to haul you off to concentration camps, man? That's on the way. And by way of FEMA, they can take all your land and shit anyway. All that's coming, man. Go ahead, brother.
And feed you being idle with things offered unto idols.
Re-education camps, okay? Indoctrination camps, feeding you with the philosophies of the New World Order, and ultimately using scare tactics to make you take that chip. They gonna do it all, man. You watch that one movie, Conspiracy Theory, with Mel Gibson. You know, it's an old movie, man. But they had them strapped down. They showed you how they was using the MK Ultra mind control on them. Had them strapped down, had his, eyes peeled back, man. You know, watching shit on the TV, man, messing with his mind, man, shocking him. All right, they gonna be doing that stuff, man. 1984, room 101. All right, go ahead, brother.
And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision.
Right.
And in reproach and trodden underfoot.
Right, go ahead.
For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord.
Right, so it's gonna be a great uprising. Pretty much, Esau, he's coming for us, man. Okay? Yeah, this it. This is showing you, man, the time that we're coming into, man, is going to be an all-out war against the nation of Israel, man. You know, through the Spirit, you know, the Lord always uses us to tell you, brothers, man, we're living in a time of great persecution. So in this period of time, it's not going to matter what camp you with, you know, necessarily what doctrine you believe in, although you need to believe in the truth. At that point in time, they're coming for all Israel, okay? So remember, Jake, you've been warned, and this time, man, that's why I'm going to tell you, we're going to be like pilgrims, you know? So the only way you're going to be able to escape is if the Spirit is with you, man. You know, Isaiah 33:6, because you're going to have to leave all this shit behind. If you got land, if you got a house, if you got a woman that don't even want to listen, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it may be. Hey, this world, hey, forget about it, man. Okay? And that's for you groups, man, raising 500,000, man. And you may not even get to see it, you know? Go ahead, brother.
They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses.
Yeah, and that's the point right there, man. All right? So if you want to build in Babylon, that's the end result. You got it.
All right, with that, hope you brothers are edified. Once again, we want to give all honor and glory to double honor to our apostles, great millstone, well. Peace and blessing to the house of David the elect. To the next time, hey, shalom and a bob. Shalom.
Shalom. I may have something back.
I'm about to say, if any brother, that's only if any brother need to heal me.